Hello everybody and welcome back to another reaction. Today we are getting started on, at long last, the Sumeru character trailers and demos and miscellany and whatnot. I'm going to go approximately in order of how we met them, not strictly, that's just helping me remember who I've watched and who I haven't watched yet. And so we're starting off with our Gandharva Vale crew, starting with Tighnari. Take us away, Tighnari.
Dear Master, I trust this letter finds you well. Thank you for your kind offer of an academia post, but I'm afraid I must decline.
That's classic Tighnari.
I have taken up residence in the Avidya Forest, where I work as a forest watcher.
Oh, you fixed it.
Not an illustrious position, but my proximity to the rainforest
Very few people can
allows
fix
me
a
to
plant.
research it in great detail.
Oh, I love the drawn style.
Something is ailing the
It's like
forest.
5-2D
sure
maybe? Oh, a
And
hint
just
at the
as a doctor won't
withering!
abandon their patients, I will not abandon the forest. You promised me status and reputation, yet I do not care for these.
The Gandharva Vale
Though if
music.
you are amenable, please consider sending some researchers to help investigate this strange phenomenon in the forest.
Artist DI. I wonder if it wasn't yet
Sincerely,
finished
your student, Tighnari.
as a location because it's so non-rendered here. This is very 2D. I'm guessing that was entirely hand-drawn. Whereas Tighnari over here looks a little bit...
Something is ailing.
Yeah, a little model-like. I don't know. Small detail, but that's... What a peaceful intro. That's pretty cool. Establishes the role of the Forest Watchers, establishes Tighnari's character, establishes his relationship with his teacher and the academia generally. The hint at the withering, that was so cool.
And just as a doctor
Oh
won't
man,
abandon
that
their
sound is
patients,
so
I will
atmospheric.
not abandon the forest.
That's nice. That's a short and sweet little teaser. Oh, it's so gosh darn peaceful. Well, that was lovely. Nice. I'm guessing this feels like this must have been one of, if not the very first look at Sumeru. When did this come out? August 17th. I'll have to keep an eye out on the rest of those. This one was August 22nd. Yeah, so that one was definitely earlier than this at least. Here we go with the demo. Ooh!
This
Character
flower
songs! I
mushroom
forgot
has a
about the
brown
character
conical
songs.
cap and a white body. Consuming it may induce delirium.
Oh gosh. I hope those aren't the mushrooms we've been picking up. Oh god. The tree!
Sweetwater mushrooms proliferate very rapidly during the
I think the
rainy
ones that we
season,
usually pick have plain caps.
much like these fungi here.
Oh, hello, fungi.
On second
Introduction of the
thought,
fungi!
perhaps these are multiplying a little too fast.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that was so smooth! Into the splash art? Oh, there's his signature bow. I love how his character is like a blend between intelligence and gracefulness. Are his two like standout qualities, I would say. Intelligence, humility, and gracefulness, perhaps. Oh, the teary eyes.
Fungi aren't typically this aggressive. I wonder what's causing it. Could it
The
be a
withering?
new genetic mutation? Or maybe it's the rain agitating them.
Oh, that looks so cool. I know, if I had seen this when it was first released, I'd be picking apart that background.
Research on hold.
For details on the new area. Oh, his constellation, that was cool. Oh, the Dendro cores. Oh, right, because Dendro didn't exist until Sumeru, didn't it? So I bet they'll showcase Dendro. Yeah, no wonder they're letting us see his arrows in such detail. Uh-oh. Did the mushrooms get to him? Because that's a whole new element.
So that was a hallucination.
The mushrooms got to him! What, just because he touched it? Or did he, like,
Has a
inhale some
slightly bitter
spores?
taste and a distinctive scent. Toxin is mild, but alters the perception of one's surroundings.
That's a very effective
All right.
toxin.
I'll add that to the next edition of A Field Guide to Rainforest Life.
if he could get all that, get affected by it like that from just picking it up and more likely from smelling it. This, though, a field guide to rainforest life. Is that a real book in the game? I wonder if I could collect that. I was really enjoying the close-ups of his arrows. His arrows are gorgeous, and I love how they look like vines. Great design. I did really enjoy playing Tighnari. I still really like to use him in withering zones. Super useful. Alright, and here we go. 24th, indeed, we are going further and further into the future. Miscellany time? It's our dear Dane here today.
Compared to ferocious
There he
beasts,
is!
it's hard to imagine placid plants ever posing a serious threat to humans. But deep within the sprawling forest where the vegetation grows unchecked, there is no telling what dangers may lurk within.
The rainforest really was such
so
a
never
new
underestimate the rainforest,
setting compared to what we saw
Is a
before.
formidable force. If you're hoping to pass through the Avidia forest without incident, you would be wise to heed the stern warnings of the Forest Watcher.
I think both Sumeru, Rainforest, Desert, and Natlan
Tighnari believes
have
that the best
great
thing to do with
expansive
knowledge is
wildernesses.
to utilize it effectively in everyday life.
So immersive.
Applying his botanical expertise in the use of his dendrovision
Dendro!
has helped him to both advance his research and protect
Ooh, was that
the
also the first look
rainforest's
at the
ecosystem.
Sumeru vision
To
casing?
be an effective forest watcher requires a keen, observant pair of eyes. When Tighnari is in your party, the location
Yep.
of resources unique to Sumeru will appear on your minimap.
It makes so
making
much
it
sense.
easier to
That's like
gather
the
supplies.
perfect passive and character combination. Yes!
Tighnari's normal attack
Best
can combo
song.
up to 4 consecutive shots,
One of
dealing
the
physical
1 million
damage.
best songs.
With a charged attack, Tighnari executes a more precise, aimed shot that deals increased damage. The shot has different effects depending on how long the charging lasts. At charge level
I wonder
1,
what his bow does.
Tighnari fires a dendro-infused arrow that deals dendro damage. At charge level 2, Tighnari fires a wreath arrow that deals dendro damage. After hitting its target,
It's so satisfying.
several cluster bloom arrows are generated that will auto-target nearby enemies and deal further dendro damage.
It's the
When the
best.
talent Keen Sight is unlocked, after Tighnari fires a wreath arrow, his elemental mastery will be increased for a limited time.
Tighnari is a really
Tighnari's
good
elemental
self-reinforcing
skill throws a
DPS.
Vijnana Stormheart ahead of him that deals AoE dendro damage and creates a Vijnana Khanda field. which
Vijnana.
summons strange illusions to taunt enemies and
It's a
draw
beautiful
their
word.
fire. Also, Tighnari gains the Vijnana Suffusion effect that decreases the charging time of the next wreath arrow.
It's such a good
This
system.
effect will dissipate
Skill,
once the
charge,
duration
charge,
ends,
skill.
or after Tighnari has fired
flows
a
so
certain
well.
number of wreath arrows.
I'll uproot you.
Look at the way they
When
spiral.
Tighnari
So
unleashes
satisfying.
His elemental burst, he harnesses the power of germination and fires 6 Tanglevine tendrils that automatically target enemies and deal dendro damage.
Whee!
After the Tanglevine tendrils hit their target, a second wave of tendrils is produced that also auto-target enemies and deal dendro damage.
There's just some
After
durable healing
studying the
churls.
properties of a diverse range of plants, Tighnari gained a wealth of new insight into dendro-infused arrows. After unlocking the talent Scholarly Blade, for every point of elemental mastery Tighnari possesses, his charged attack and elemental burst damage are increased.
These
Damage can only be
self-reinforcing.
increased up to a certain limit.
Or self-buffing, I
Poorly
suppose, is a
prepared
better
hikers
term.
and fierce monsters are constant troubles in the rainforest. An earnest, informative
Oh, new
lecture
enemy
is
look.
sufficient to deal with the former. But in the case of the
When do
latter,
these come out
Tighnari
relative to
shows no
the
mercy.
live streams? I feel like I've asked this
During
before.
battle, Tighnari first uses his
But I feel like this comes out
elemental
before the
skill to
live
create a
streams, right?
Vijnana field
Or would it
to
be
taunt
after?
enemies and obtain the
I should
Vijnana
check.
Suffusion effect. From a safe vantage point, he can now quickly charge and fire wreath arrows to deal dendro damage to enemies. When energy is full, Tighnari unleashes his elemental burst, firing Tanglevine tendrils that pursue enemies. 2 waves of Tanglevines will home in on enemies to root out the problem at the source.
Here we go.
Even as I speak, strange events that I cannot comprehend are unfolding in Sumeru City. Fortunately for Tighnari, though he lacks knowledge of the full situation, his intuition has saved him from becoming entangled in it. In Tainari's opinion, however profound and esoteric knowledge may be, it does not equal virtue. Elitism and deceit can lead to no good.
Tainari's just such an
Ironically,
excellent
the
person
academia
for
sages who
Sumeru.
manage knowledge neither comprehend the true meaning of knowledge, nor understand the yearnings of the human heart. Though
Yeah, they
Tainari
need to be
has
more like
rejected
Tainari.
him several times, still their pleas come time after time to his door. Let's see just where
People should follow his
exactly
lead
the path
more
of
often, you know?
stubbornness and ignorance will lead them in the future.
Wow. I feel like Dane really approves of Tainari. That was the most, or at least one of the most
Ignorance will lead them in the future.
mild closing statements we've ever gotten from Dane. He's saying basically those guys are fools, which they are. I agree. But Tainari, he's not so bad. Well said, Dane. Good taste. Now I'm going to check on that live stream. Looks like the live stream came out August 13th. And these videos would have come out about a week or so later. Gotcha. Okay, live stream first. So people have probably seen a little bit of Sumeru, a little bit of the new enemies, maybe. Cool, cool, cool. On to Kali. Hi, Kali. I love her character song. It's one of the few. There it is. It's one of the few I've heard. It's so good. And it's so cool to see Kali after the manga, too. That was excellent editing. Oh, wow. That's one of the 4-star weapons, but it really suits her. It feels like her signature, you know? Aww.
Life or death situation. I'll never need to rely on their power again.
Already hinting at her mysterious backstory. Oh, this is so fun to watch. This is well put together. Ooh, that was a cool transition. And I love how her attack patterns and skills somewhat mimic Amber's. It's a perfect detail. Oh my god! And speaking of which...
You two know Amber, right?
Oh! That little line at the end, hinting.
Anyway, you two know Amber, right?
Yeah, because she said that to us, didn't she? I love that so much. This must have been such a cool one to see, because here's Kali out of the manga into the game, and I remember seeing a little bit of her at the very end of, I think it was the version trailer in the live stream, would that have been? So people knew she was coming. Then you see this, and I'm sure everyone saw directly just how similar her kit is to Amber's. I love that detail so much. And then this was just adorable. She hints at, like, I'll never have to rely on those powers again. She's showing that she's trained really hard with her own bow. She has a dendro vision. Ah, I adore Kali. That's so fun. And the song, that's gotta be one of the best songs out there. And the way it was edited to, like, match up the timing. Top tier. Chef's kiss.
Some time ago,
Hey.
the forest rangers of Gandharvaville welcomed a new trainee to their ranks. She's a warm-hearted girl with a radiant smile, always
Oh,
ready
hello.
to help a forest trekker in need.
Have you seen my sister?
Like the hardiest plants in the forest, her will to live runs deep,
Yes, it
seemingly
does.
unbreakable despite the traumas of the past.
Oh, I am curious to see what Dane will have to say about this.
Trainee Forest Ranger Kale, reporting.
That's my girl.
Mondstadt gave Kale an opportunity to turn things around.
Dane knows
And
everything.
now Sumeru provides her with a
Does
place
he
to
literally
grow.
know everything?
Here,
One
she will
often
support
wonders.
those around her with her newly acquired power of Dendro. Good things come to those who are willing to work toward their dreams.
Aw, it sounds like he approves of her.
When Kale is
better.
in the party,
Hmm?
she reduces
Gliding champion of Sumeru.
party members, making exploration faster.
I love it.
Kale's normal attack can combo
Again,
up to
matching
4
Amber's.
consecutive shots, dealing physical damage.
Oh, good song, good song.
With a charged attack, Kale executes a more precise aimed shot that deals increased damage. While aiming, Dendro energy accumulates on the arrowhead. A fully charged arrow will deal Dendro damage. Kale's elemental skill throws a floral ring that deals 1 bout of Dendro damage to each target it hits. The floral ring will return after a set time, dealing further dendro
If you
damage
go
on the way
farther
back.
away, it'll follow
After
you.
unlocking the
So you could
talent for
repath it through
sidewalk,
other
If
enemies.
one of your own party members triggers a burning, quicken, aggravate, spread, bloom, hyper bloom, or burgeon reaction,
All the
before
new
floral
reactions
ring
that came out
returns.
with
The floral
Dendro.
ring will grant the character the sprout effect.
it must have been really interesting for existing players
The
to have
sprout
to
effect
like
deals dendro
relearn
damage to
slash
nearby enemies
for the first
a
time
set
learn all these
based
new
on Kale's
reactions.
attack.
Oh, that's cool.
If the sprout effect is triggered again before it expires, the initial effect will be removed.
Colin Amba, help!
Kale's elemental burst brings her trusty assistant, Cullen Anba, into the battle, causing an explosion that deals AoE dendro damage and creates a Cullen
So
Amba
cute.
zone. Cullen Amba bounds around within the zone, dealing further AoE dendro damage. Plant life thrives in the Sumeru forests, like the hope rejuvenated in Kale's life. After unlocking the talent The Languid Wood, when a character in the Cullen Amba zone triggers a burning, quicken, aggravate, spread, bloom, hyper bloom, or burn,
The list being so long
the
just
zone's
kind of cracking me
duration will be
up.
extended. A given Cullen Anba zone's duration may only be extended in this way by up to a limited amount.
That's pretty nice.
The time that Kale
Kind of
once
mimics,
spent on the run taught her a
Nihida's
wealth of
ultimate,
survival and
which is just
combat
based off the
skills. Though still
elemental
a
types of
trained
characters in the
forest
party,
hunter,
though.
her dendro vision gives her the ability to hold her own in many challenging situations.
Oh,
In battle, Kale focuses on casting her elemental skill, aiming to hit as many enemies as possible and generate the sprout effect within the floor
look at
ring.
the
This enables her
glowing
teammates to deal
fungi,
greater
that's so
damage
cool.
through more elemental reactions. When her energy is full, Kale summons Cullen Anba, whose Cullen Anba
I remember
zone
everyone
deals
talking about how
continuous
Kuki was
dendro
really
damage to the
confusing
enemy
until
and
Dendro
creates a
came out.
fertile ground for elemental
I wonder if
reactions.
seeing a video
By
like this
coordinating
maybe
with
helps
her
people
teammates,
realize, wait a
the
minute,
zone can be extended
let's
and
retry
explored
her
long enough to
utility
root out every last one.
with Dendro in the party. There's been a lot of focus on Electro in
Growth
this.
means different things to different people. Some simply wish to grow up in peace, while others pursue loftier goals. As for Kale, she believes that overcoming her past is a necessary step on the long journey to the future she pursues. This is wise, for to overcome is to move forward, not to wallow endlessly in the past.
Ooh.
Pity that my former travel companion, for all their years of rumination, lacks Kale's clarity on this. Or perhaps, some situations are simply too complex to be resolved by good intentions and honest effort alone.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I love that so much because first of all, yay! Dane has only praises for our dear Kale, as it should be. But also, whoa, insight not only on Dane and his opinion on, how much ought we to hold on to the past, and his opinion on our sibling. That is so cool. That was a cool...
Overcome is to move forward.
Yeah, a cool ending right there, but also this whole bit...
This is wise, for to overcome is to move forward.
I feel like that statement could be taken as the most double-edged, perhaps. To overcome is to move forward can be an entirely positive thing. Kale has really made huge strides in her own life, but also to overcome can be a negative thing if you have victory over someone else, perhaps. If that someone else is not your enemy, you're just sort of... I'm thinking about the battles against the gods, basically, so on and so forth. You don't have to rise above someone else to move forward, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it's really interesting whenever Dane says things like this. Because parts of it I fully agree with, and parts of it are a little bit more complex, and I might not agree with so much. But he could mean it in any number of ways, and we will only figure out more as our story continues. Alrighty, I've got to get my next batch of trailers up, and I will see you in a moment. Alrighty, next on our list, we have moved into Sumeru City. We have Nilou and Dia up next, starting with Nilou's sister. And I'm sure this one's going to be gorgeous.
To me, Zubair Theater is a home away from home.
It's been so long since I've seen Nilu. I have a new appreciation for her outfit,
How are the props? I did some fixes and touch-ups.
especially knowing more about
Oh,
it
they
now.
were great. Thank you so much, Miss Nadia.
It's over. Now I don't have to hear Mr. Zubair yelling at me every day.
Oh, he's just a worrywart is all. Don't lose heart. Everyone loved your performance. Huh? Hey, get back here, Buster!
Aww.
Aw, here you are.
He's a real
Wasn't I
NPC in the theater.
Aw, come here. Aw. Have you been eating some extra treats? I can barely lift you anymore. Every day spent with the theater is a day full of bliss.
I feel like this might take actually a sinister twist.
Still not getting it.
Alright, okay.
That would be kind of an interesting way to end this.
We're done.
What you thinking about, Nilu?
Without everyone's
Oh.
tireless efforts,
This
special
song.
place wouldn't exist. I
Ooh.
always wish the show could last a little longer.
Oh.
Thank you for coming to watch our performance.
Oh, I love that song. It's so beautiful. But yeah, I always wish this could last just a little bit longer. Well, she's going to get her wish, isn't she? Oh dear, in the worst possible way. But also, singing along to that song. She really is all of us, isn't she?
A little longer.
It's so hard not to sing along to the music. How relatable. Alrighty, on to the next. We have Nilu's demo, naturally. A little bit
Miss
more
Nilo,
gameplay here,
will
one
you
assumes.
teach me the dance you came up with in the desert? Slow down. First, close your eyes and relax your body. Then,
That's
picture
gorgeous.
an oasis bathed in starlight.
Where are you?
Now imagine that you are the water,
Oh,
clear and bright, just like jelly.
wow.
To the world, you're invisible. It never stops to notice you. So you stand up.
She's in the
you raise and
desert.
twirl, and you show them through dance.
That must have been a cool little teaser of the desert, because I'm assuming the desert got released after the rainforest. You know, probably not until the Archon Quest took us over there. So was Nilu released at the same time as the desert? After the main part in the city that started off the Archon Quest? Wow, okay. Her attacks, they're so
A
graceful.
captivating dance is like water about to boil.
You really are like a
Quiet
dance.
whispers grow into a chorus of cheers to make ripples in your audience's hearts. You have to make a big splash. Dance with the waves.
Oh, wow! The song! Taking that theme. That's really cool. But yeah, her basic attacks are so cool. I feel like, from what I remember from her trailer, demo, trial, she's
Pretty
mostly
amazing, huh?
an elemental
Do
burst
you know where the
focused
ribbon for
character.
tomorrow's performance went?
Sure do. I was practicing with it in the desert. I'll work something out.
But her attacks are so gorgeous. Whoa. Let's see, was that right about here? Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, she's mostly a bloom driver, or whatever you want to call it. You use her on bloom teams, and I feel like you use her burst and then you switch off. So I love how much they put into the basic attacks, even if they aren't the main element of the kit. That's so pretty. Wow. That's super cool. Alrighty, last but not least for Nilu, her collected miscellany.
To the people of Sumeru, who are accustomed to
Akasha
receiving
spotted.
concrete information from the Akasha, the
Aha.
arts are an abstract and intangible concept. What constitutes good art?
And yet it's so
Is
pretty.
there a way to quantify its value?
Really, shout out to
These
Kaveh.
questions
The
leave
architecture is
even
incredible.
The academia's most esteemed scholars at a loss. But to Nilou, art is the simplest and purest thing in the world.
Whoa,
There is
close-up
no
HD
barrier
crystal
to
fly.
entry, and everyone can appreciate its beauty.
Where are we dancing today?
Though Nilou's dancing may appear delicate, there is measured strength behind every step.
I really love the
Nilou
different types of
integrates
wisdom in
swordplay with agile
Sumeru.
footwork as she waltzes
Like,
with the
Nilou
water
is such
to
an
the aid
excellent
of
character.
her
Like
allies.
Tainari and his relationship with the academia and knowledge.
Dancing requires not only
Nilou
grace,
is
but
another
physical endurance
excellent
as well.
example
That is why Nilou pays particular attention to her dietary intake.
of
When Nilou
the
achieves
wisdom
perfect cooking on dishes with
that is not
adventure-related
necessarily
effects,
academic.
She has a certain chance to double the product.
and yet at the
Nilou's
same
normal
time,
attack can combo up to 3 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies. When using her charged attack, Nilou consumes a
Cooking
certain
passive,
amount of
interesting.
stamina to unleash a twirling strike, dealing physical damage.
the way that she ends her
When
attacks
she
is
uses
so
her
cool.
elemental skill, Nilou enters the pirouette state, dealing hydro damage to nearby enemies based on her max HP. While in the pirouette state, using Nilou's normal attack or elemental skill triggers her sword dance stance
Oh,
or whirling
wow.
step stance, respectively. While damage she deals is converted to hydro damage that cannot be overridden and is treated as elemental skill damage. While the pirouette state is active, Nilou's third stance will end this state and trigger a different effect depending on the stance.
Oh, that's the Zephos, right?
If Nilou's
Her
final
sword?
stance is Sword Dance, she unleashes a luminous illusion that inflicts hydro damage to enemies it hits, while also gaining the Lunar Prayer effect.
Lunar
While
prayer
Lunar
effect.
Prayer is active,
Fascinating.
Nilou's normal attack is converted to a Sword Dance, and her final
I'm remembering all of a sudden all the mentions of the moon in Sumeru. The pie thing? The how many moons are there in the sky thing? Nilou, what do you know? What aren't you
prayer is
telling me?
active. Nilou's normal attack is converted to a Sword Dance, and her final hit will unleash a
The moon and
luminous illusion.
Sumeru.
If Nilou's final stance is Whirling Steps, she unleashes a whirling water wheel that deals AoE hydro damage. Also, a Tranquility Aura is created that follows your active character and applies the wet status to enemies in range.
So it doesn't do damage, but it does help them.
Nilou
Bloom.
cannot perform charged attacks while the Pirouette or Lunar Prayer status is active.
Oh,
Leaving
interesting.
the battlefield will remove the status. After unlocking the talent Court of Dancing Petals, if the party consists exclusively of Dendro and Hydro
Bloom character.
including at least one of each, the third stance of Nilou's elemental skill, when executed, will confer the Golden Chalice's bounty effect on all nearby characters for a limited time.
Ooh, fancy blooms.
When a character under the effects of Golden Chalice's bounty is hit by a Dendro
Whoa.
attack, the elemental mastery of all nearby characters is increased for a certain time.
Oh my
Additionally,
god. That would
triggering
work
a bloom
amazing with
reaction will produce
Kaveh.
a bountiful core instead of a Dendro core.
I had no idea she had
The
different
Bountiful
cores.
Core's attack is treated as a post-bloom Dendro core attack, but it bursts more quickly and has a larger AoE than the Dendro core. Bountiful
Oh.
cores cannot trigger Hyperbloom or Burgeon reactions, and they share the same field limit as Dendro cores.
It's just bloom. But you get extra buffs for it. That's cool. Wow.
Nilou's dancing style is the stuff of dreams, captivating her audience's hearts and bolstering their spirits.
Ooh, hint at the Archon quest. Whoa.
After unlocking the talent
Well, she probably
Dreamy
came out
Dance
after
of
that, huh?
Eons, bountiful cores triggered due to Golden Chalice's bounty deal increased damage based on how much of Nilou's max HP exceeds a given value. Bountiful core damage can only be increased in this manner by up to a certain amount.
This dance is for you.
Nilou's elemental burst begins a dance of faraway dreams and melodic springs that causes a lotus of distant waters to bloom, dealing AoE hydro damage based on
Ooh.
Nilou's max HP.
Flowers.
Enemies hit by the elemental burst will sustain the lingering Eon effect, which deals hydro damage after a short delay. To Nilou, there is little difference between battle and dance, since both can be used to resolve one's troubles. Most of Nilou's combat is
I love that
centered around her
phrasing.
elemental skill. She freely dances between
Oh,
her two
okay, skill, not
stances,
first.
with sword dance allowing her to continuously inflict hydro damage via lunar prayer, and whirling
Lunar
steps
prayer?
setting the stage for follow-up elemental reactions through the persistent tranquility aura effect. With the right party composition, Nilou's third stance during the performance of her elemental skill grants the Golden Chalice's bounty effect to her teammates. Triggering the bloom reaction while this effect is active spawns special bountiful cores that deal greater damage to enemies. When her elemental energy is full, Nilou can use her elemental burst to begin a dance of faraway dreams, dealing AoE hydro damage and applying the lingering Eon effect to any enemies hit. The lingering Eon follows up with a further attack after a short delay, ushering in the curtain call of Nilou's spectacular performance.
I love the little puns.
I must
Dane is
stress
secretly
that
a fan
I am
of puns,
warrior
isn't he?
And in no way versed in the disciplines of song and dance. If anyone was expecting to hear my philosophical musings on these topics, I'm sorry to disappoint. But while I am no connoisseur, even I find myself moved once in a while by the sight of an extraordinary performance. Even for the nation of wisdom, citing the pursuit of rationality as a justification for refusing to acknowledge the comfort that an audience can find in the arts is sheer arrogance.
Tear them
When
to
groups
shreds,
clash,
Dane.
or human ideals conflict with the rules of the world around them, disputes of this nature most often arise from the inability to tolerate the existence of that which is different from oneself.
Good point. That's such a good statement. A little funny to hear Dane say, because we know how much disdain he holds for the people that follow the gods. But at least I get the feeling that he is willing to work with them at times. And he's definitely willing to tolerate them. He just can't quite bring himself to like them. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll work on it. But I just love that Nilou is, as I was saying at the beginning, she's just such an excellent character, and she played such an amazing role in the Archon quest. She is an artist in a nation that, at least at the beginning of the Archon quest, was focused on cold rationality, you know, and I feel like myself, I believe that logic and rationality should not be mutually exclusive from art and emotion, but they were trying to go about it in a way that was, and it was not working. And I just love Nilou as a person. She's so, like, as a person, she's kind, she's friendly, she's supportive, of course, but she's also so confident, and she believes in the importance of her art so deeply that it's a form of wisdom itself. She doesn't need to think about it because she just understands how important it is. I don't know if I'm saying this well, but I think she was an excellent character. And, you know, like Tighnari, if Sumeru was a real place, she would be an excellent figure in that space for people to learn from and to take direction from as they tried to reshape Sumeru and see what it could look like in a better future, you know? Really, this cast, fantastic. Delightful. Alrighty, we are on to Dia. We're off to the desert. We have our friend. Let's see what she has to say.
Dia, can the wall really keep the sandstorms out?
She never meant for it to keep anything out.
Ooh, great start.
Don't you think Sumeru City's a bit far, Dia? She'll get homesick. Besides, who knows how the people in the rainforest will treat her?
Is this an escort mission? Is that a child from the desert, maybe? Bringing her to the rainforest?
Please, can't you let us in?
No, entry's prohibited.
Oh, they're sneaking her
Sandstorm
in.
is raging, and we have a child with us.
You hard of hearing, no means no.
Come on. This way, quick.
Oh, they were trying to sneak over.
Easy now. Watch your step. Don't worry. If they do find you, I'll handle it.
Oh, so scarily reassuring.
Relax. Just trust the Dendro Archon. Things are different now.
Whatever you
Ooh,
say.
interesting
But
statement.
what are you planning with all that Mora? Isn't that like your whole life savings?
Oh, Dia.
You'll see when we get there.
Are you going to give them to her?
All right, we'll take good care of the girl. Your generous donation will be used to provide for the desert orphans. I'll need
What
a
happened
name
to
for
the others,
fund.
though?
How about the Wall of Hope? That wall was never meant for keeping things out. It was for protection. I hope the kids can forget about all the sandstorms and have a chance at a real life.
Oh. Well, that was sweet. That was so sweet. But I am so curious. When did this take place relative to the Archon quest? February 22nd, that means nothing to me. Well, it's well after August, so I assume we're multiple patches into the Archon quest at this point. Or at least one patch. So, because, was this before she started working for Junior Zod? Was this after the entire Archon quest? She said trust in the Dendro Archon, things are different now, which makes me think after. But, I don't know. This date feels very early. I feel like it was during. In any case, doesn't matter. Great introduction to Dia's character. Let's see more in her demo. Hey, what was that? Okay, great. That's what we just watched.
Every merc knows the rules. You don't steal food from a wolf's jaws. Time for talks over.
Boring conversation anyway.
Oh, that was cool. The way she lit up slowly. Get him. Yeah, I'm at. Whoa! That was so cool! What is that? That's sick! I was just gonna say, imagine boxing someone and they just start slinging fire at you. But then imagine their art style keeps changing in the midst of it all. That would be intimidating.
I warned you before. Keep your hands off Aru Village.
Ah, dear. The green-eyed wolf answers to no one.
I'm thinking, where's Candace? Even if they got through Dia, they'd have her to deal with next. That was so cool. What the heck? Oh, that was cool. The design of her field is also really sick.
Listen, I want to help you, but first you gotta back down.
Time for talks over.
Nah, boring conversation anyway.
Boring conversation anyway.
Oh wow, the wind is blowing her hair. Revealing that her little ears are in fact hair and not ears. That was a cool power chord. Ooh. Candace! Hey.
He's a guest, Candace. We were just sparring.
Is that right?
Oh my god.
Please come with me.
Candace is in a good mood. You're off the hook. Remember what I told you. Final warning.
That's really funny. It's not, oh, if you...
Even a wolf had better avoid lions and hunters.
He changed his tune real quick. But that's so funny. It wasn't, oh, if you get through Dia, you'll have to deal with Candace. It was instead, Dia's trying to get them to chill out so that they won't have to deal with Candace. She's the scariest of... She's the scary one they don't want to have to face. I love that for her. I feel like that's really good because, you know, Dia's a fantastically skilled mercenary. She has a good reputation. She's been doing this for years. She's an excellent fighter, so on and so forth. She's a professional. But Candace is the solitary defender of an entire village. They are sedentary. Like, it doesn't move. So people know where they are. It seems like they're often targeted by other Eremites. And if I remember correctly, Arrow has, like, a guard. They have a watch. But she is the guardian. So I'm imagining that Candace is, in fact, quite a powerful fighter. And I actually adore this. you could see in their dialogue that Dia was like, all right, come on, man, chill out. We don't want to get Candace's attention. I love that, actually. Some respect for Candace, as it should be. We should do her next, actually. Here we go, miscellany.
Anyone who wanders the world will tell you that there's nothing like a dependable travel companion to make the journey easier and safer. Especially if it's someone like Dia, a mercenary from Sumeru. Though she may see herself as just one among many, she is no ordinary mercenary. Her sharp mind, bravery, and honesty are rare qualities that truly make her a rose among thorns.
Wow, high praises.
Got a job for me?
Raised among mercenaries, Dia has a wealth of experience under her belt and outstanding combat capabilities. She effortlessly combines swordsmanship, hand-to-hand combat, and the power of her pyrovision in battle, as she skillfully completes an eclectic range of jobs while keeping her
Oh yeah, that's a good
protected.
point. She's one of the few characters that fights hand to hand
risks can
in
be
her
avoided and tasks
ultimate.
completed more efficiently. Placing Dia in your party increases the movement speed of your own party members between the daytime hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Oh, cool.
This talent does not take effect in domains, trounce domains, or the spiral abyss. Dia's normal attack uses both her claymore and her fists to combo up to 4 strikes that deal physical
even in her
damage
normal
to
attack.
enemies. Using her charged attack, Dia drains stamina over time to perform continuous rapid slashes, finishing with an especially powerful slash.
Nice, nice.
Dia's elemental skill has different effects.
I love the way
depending
it
on the present
looks.
combat situation.
It's so cool.
When there is no fiery sanctum field created by Dia herself currently present in combat, her elemental skill will cast Indomitable Flame, dealing AoE pyro damage and creating a fiery sanctum field. If a fiery sanctum field created by Dia is currently present in combat, her elemental skill will unleash Ranging Flame, which performs a leaping attack that deals AoE pyro damage before recreating the fiery sanctum field at her new position. A field created in this way
hello,
will
Dilu.
inherit the remaining duration of the previous field. Ranging Flame can be used only once within a single fiery sanctum field's duration. When an enemy within a fiery sanctum field takes damage, the field will unleash a coordinated attack.
I love
dealing
coordinated
AoE pyro
attacks.
damage to them based on Dia's attack and max HP. This effect
Oh, it's based
can
on
be triggered
both.
once per set time period.
Oh.
Active characters within the fiery sanctum field gain increased resistance to interruption. When
Nice.
characters in the field take damage, a portion of that damage will be redirected into Redmane's blood. Dia will then take this damage after a time.
The number of
When the
times my
redirected
Dia
damage
almost
stored by
died while
Redmane's
off
blood
field
reaches
because of
or
that.
exceeds a certain percentage of Dia's max HP, no further damage will be redirected.
Yeah, I think I've
Only
reached that
one
limit
fiery
quite a few
sanctum
times.
created by Dia herself can exist at a time.
But to be
After
fair, she was
unlocking
like
the
level
talent
20.
Stalwart and True, when her HP falls below a certain amount, Dia recovers a percentage of her max HP.
I want
Then
to get that.
continues to recover a portion of max HP at regular intervals for a set duration. This effect can be triggered once per set time period.
You're dead meat!
There she goes. Who's she fighting? No one knows.
When Dia
But she looks
casts her
very
elemental
cool.
burst, she unleashes her burning rage, casts her unwieldy blade aside, and enters the blazing lioness state, increasing her resistance to interruption. In this state, Dia automatically unleashes a series of Flame Mane's fists, dealing pyro damage. When the duration ends, she executes an incineration drive, dealing AoE pyro damage. All damage dealt by Flame Mane's fists and incineration drive is based on Dia's attack and max HP.
I love that little
Also,
animal in the
while this
background just
state,
watching.
Dia will be unable to use her elemental skill or perform normal, charged, or plunging attacks. Her normal attack and elemental skill will be replaced by Roaring Barrage. Using Roaring Barrage shortly after each Flame Mane's fist will increase the attack speed of the next Flame Mane's fist.
Oh, so that's how that
If
works.
a fiery sanctum field created by Dia's
Oh,
own
wow.
elemental skill exists when
That was
she
cool.
unleashes her elemental burst, Dia will retrieve it, then recreate the field once Blazing Lioness's duration expires. The recreated field will inherit the remaining duration of the retrieved field. After unlocking the talent
Huh,
Unstinting
I
Socket,
wonder why they do that.
for a short period after
Why they
Dia
remove it at all,
retrieves a
that is.
Fiery Sanctum Field using Molten Inferno Ranging Flame or Leonine Bite, she will take decreased damage when absorbing damage from Red
Oh,
Mane's blood. This
okay.
effect can be triggered once per set time period.
That's very
Additionally,
detailed.
For a short period after Dia unleashes Molten Inferno Indomitable Flame, she will grant all party members the Gold Forged Form state. This state will further increase characters' resistance to interruption.
Oh,
when they are
wow.
within a fiery sanctum field.
That's what they
This
were
state can be
demonstrating.
triggered
That's cool.
Once per set time period. Although her reputation as the Flame Main has spread far and wide, Dia has never aspired to fame.
That's a cool shot.
Rather, her focus is on consistently completing each job entrusted to her and on protecting those around her. Dia's combat strategy is centered around her elemental skill. She starts by using it to create a fiery sanctum, which assists teammates in combat by redirecting damage away from them and providing coordinated attacks. At an opportune moment,
Wow.
she uses Ranging Flame to deal
That's
another
really
bout
cool.
of AoE pyro
Look at him
damage
go.
to enemies. When energy is full, Dia
Bennett.
unleashes her elemental burst and enters the Blazing Lioness state.
I'm really loving
In
all
this
the
state, she uses Roaring
characters they're
Barrage
using
to
in these
increase
demos.
The attack speed of Flame Main's fist, before
Kinda
finishing
cool.
with an incineration drive,
Showing all the different combos you can use her with, I
overpowering
guess.
foes with her flaming lioness claws.
Here we go.
Collecting payments and completing commissions is a mercenary's bread and butter, but the commissions undertaken by mercenaries differ from those handled by adventurers. Mercenary commissions are more commercial in nature, and the tasks involved are more varied. Many criminals, heroes, and other larger-than-life figures emerge from this trade as the euphoria of strength and success goes to their heads. But not so with Dia, who knows that delusions of grandeur only make surviving in the treacherous mercenary world all the more difficult. As someone who began life in the desert, Dia has been confronted with issues of belief and forced to make difficult decisions on many occasions. She may wear a stern gaze, but she treats others with fairness and generosity. I would even say that she, of all mercenaries, is a pioneer of living a genuine life, attuned to the realities of the world around her.
Okay. Sure, I feel like that was a very neutral assessment by our dear Dane. But, not a bad one. Still, as mentioned, her kit, it's quite complicated, isn't it? It's very different from basically any other character's kit that I'm at least acquainted with as of yet. But what I think is really interesting about it is, you know, from the fact that it scales off of her HP and attack to how it works with, you know, helping absorb damage from others, helping resist interruption for others, so on and so forth. You can see how it really, reflecting that she's a mercenary who takes a lot of jobs to protect other people. It's kind of interesting. That's the vibe I was getting from it. She's a mercenary, and she's a very capable fighter, but potentially a lot of the times when she's on a job and she's fighting, her top priority is protecting her client, so on and so forth. So I don't know, that's the feeling I was getting from her kit and the way that it works. Kind of cool to see it reflecting her in-game, you know, identity and personality, but I can also see how it'd have a bit of a learning curve. As mentioned, I have Dia. She's a standard character, so of course I have her. And I tried to build her before I got to the desert, and so she kept dying because I wasn't able to ascend her to that talent that heals her back up. So I kind of want to go back in, give her another building attempt. It's been a while. Alrighty, I want to go get Candace's videos. Here she is. Let's take a look. Hi, Candace. I think you're the coolest. I wish we could have seen you fight in the Archon quest. I thought that fire was a spin crystal for a second.
Welcome, weary traveler from afar. I'd really love to look into your future with my amber eye if I could.
Whoa. That feels like a reference to
Nights
something.
in the desert are cruel.
To the song?
Sleep soundly and know that I am watching over you.
Yep. There she is. I'm liking how they're doing the Sumeru character demos with those flash arts, those graphics. They all look so cool. Another person just like Dia, whose kit reflects her in-game
Not enough to protect the most important thing.
duty. Her shield.
I must also wield a spear.
I do love how they give us a hint at their constellations. So cool.
This new strength I now gain in the present is preparing me for trials that lie ahead in the future.
There she is. Always cool, always calm, always collected. Always amazing. I don't know why. I'm a fan of Candace. Her gameplay doesn't really work for me, but conceptually, I am a fan. And here we go. Collected miscellany. Maybe, who knows, maybe this will teach me how to use her well.
In the eyes of many adventurers, merchants, and even mercenaries, Aru Village is the only safe haven in an otherwise treacherous desert.
And it's
Though
safe
far
because of
from
Candace.
prosperous, it provides ample food and water to all who come here in need, as well as a bed for the night.
It's such a
On one
magical place.
condition,
Look at it.
do not disturb the peace.
Stay close.
As the sworn protector of Aru Village, Candace is highly adept with her shield and spear.
And I love
With
how
the
she
aid
just
of her hydrovision,
casually descended from
she
King
can fend
Geshret.
off the strongest of storms and the
Ooh.
fiercest of foes.
That looks cool. I still feel like that's got to
Life
have
is
further
harsh in the hot and
complications,
arid
right?
desert.
Or
Strength
consequences,
and
that is.
endurance are the key to survival for those who dwell here.
Oh, what do you think? Stamina passive?
When Candace is in the party, the active character benefits from reduced stamina consumption from climbing. Candace's normal attack can combo up to 4 strikes with her polearm, dealing physical damage. Using her charged attack, Candace consumes a certain amount of stamina to lunge forward, dealing physical damage to enemies along the way. Tap Candace's elemental skill to perform a swift shield strike, dealing hydro damage to enemies in
Ooh.
front.
I never realized her Ankh
Hold her
blows like
elemental
that.
skill, and she raises the shield to block attacks from nearby enemies. The shield absorbs damage based on her max HP and offers extra protection against hydro damage.
It would be cool if
The
she had a
shield can
parry
remain
ability
until
like
Candace
Beto.
finishes casting her elemental skill.
Oh, but I guess the
holding
shield can never
skill
be
for a
broken.
fixed
That's
duration,
neat.
Candace will finish charging her attack. Then, when the skill is released, its duration expires or the shield is broken. She
It might not have
performs a
perfect
forward
shielding,
leaping
but it won't be
strike that
broken.
deals hydro damage. After unlocking the talent Aegis of Crossed Arrows, if Candace is hit while holding her elemental skill, she instantly finishes charging.
Oh,
We
nice.
shall prevail.
When Candace unleashes her elemental burst, she holds her weapon high to summon divine assistance, which deals AoE hydro damage based on her max HP, and continuously grants the Prayer of the Crimson Crown state to the active character.
That's a cool
In
name.
this state, when a character's normal attack deals elemental damage to an enemy, the damage dealt is increased. Switching characters unleashes a rippling wave attack, dealing hydro damage to nearby enemies. This can only be triggered a limited number of times during Prayer of the Crimson Crown's duration. Additionally, characters wielding a sword, claymore, or polearm gain a hydro infusion while Prayer of the Crimson Crown is in effect.
I never realized it was limited to those weapon types.
After unlocking the talent Celestial Dome of Sand, when a character
Nice
under the effect
dodge.
of Prayer of
Or
the
was that the
Crimson
shield? I
Crown
don't even
deals
know.
elemental damage with a normal attack, damage dealt is increased based on Candace's max HP.
Cool, cool.
Candace is a kind soul who is only too happy
He's
to
a
stow her
cat.
weapon when not needed. But anyone who mistakes her good nature for weakness and fails to respect the customs of Aru Village should prepare to face the consequences.
I love the power behind her
When battle
attacks.
commences,
That was a
Candace
great
comes to
look.
the defense of the party, using her elemental skill to block the enemy's attack and perform a counterattack. When energy is full, she casts her elemental burst to deal AoE hydro damage and boost her teammates' normal attacks
Such a cool
with
looking
the Prayer of the
attack.
Crimson Crown status, then joins them in removing the
know.
unruly visitors from Aru Village for good.
Oh yeah, he's a polearm user technically, isn't he?
There are many
That was cool.
rumors about
Whoa.
the village guardian with the one golden eye. They say that the sands are her spies, the storm winds are her servants, the blood of King Deshret flows in her veins.
Well, one of those
and
is
that
true, at
even the
least.
strongest of foes must yield at her command. People who have lost their guardian deity often display the greatest interest in the gods. But having never seen a god with their own eyes, the far-fetched products of their naive imaginations are poor substitutes for reality. Yet despite being the subject of these fanciful rumors, Candace herself takes a much more sober view of things.
Ooh.
A shield is but a tool, a polearm but a weapon, and what matters most is not the divine power a weapon contains, but the determination of the one who wields it.
Nice. That's very down to earth, just like Candace. And I get the feeling that Dane appreciates that as well. Pretty cool. Yeah, again, she's a descendant of King Deshret. That's incredible. That's such a fantastic look. I sure hope we get to see more of her in the future. Oh my goodness. There's so many characters out there that have threads that have not entirely been concluded, I would say. And I feel like Candace is one of them. I hope we get to see more from her. Alright, let's see who's next. Alrighty, well, if we've arrived in Arrow Village, then you know what time it is. It is time for a duel in the sands, which brings us to Alhaitham and Cyno. We're going to start here with Alhaitham's teaser, because I think we met him before we got to Arrow, technically. We went with him. So, we'll start here. What do you have for us today, Alhaitham? A book, apparently.
The origins of writing are lost to time, and it is forbidden to investigate the genesis of language.
Off to an amazing start. Why?
But since their inception,
Why?
these symbols have silently recorded everything.
He was in Havaratat,
The
right?
skies.
Study of language.
The stars, the mountains.
That's
And the birds.
gorgeous. I like birds. Good taste.
Peace.
That's awesome.
And people
Is that
from all
Dunyazad?
walks of life.
Oh my gosh.
Words are strung together and edited, history made, and archived for posterity.
This is such an artistic
The scribe records
rendition.
not only the truth,
This is
but
beautiful.
the questions it leaves unanswered. Many of them will remain unanswered forever.
This is really cool, actually.
The profoundest eternal questions are met only with a boundless and eternal
Oh,
silence.
wow. Wow. Okay. I actually really liked that. You know, Alhaitham is... Wait, why does it get louder at the end? What's going on over there? Nothing. Okay. Alhaitham is... He seems very forthright. He's definitely not afraid to speak his mind and to say what he feels needs to be said in order to get the outcome that he wants to achieve, so on and so forth. But I would actually argue he's a very private guy. He never really... For as much as he talks about his opinions, he won't talk about... I guess you could say... his motivations and or his more personal opinions. He was talking here about what the role of scribe means to him. Like, that's huge. We don't see anything like that in the Archon quest. So it's really cool to see his perspective on it. Let's see. So where was he talking about it? Conflict, peace, people.
Edited.
So what I really like is, you know, he's acknowledging that all of these books, for as much as they record things, they also edit them. That's something that you have to keep in mind whenever you read anything written. You know, it comes through a certain lens that is the eyes of the author, and particularly if it's, you know, a study of a study of a study, or something that's about something in the past, but that was published more recently, it's going to be modified and edited as time goes on. So this right here, the scribe records not only the truth,
but the questions
it leaves unanswered. So he's actively looking for the places where perhaps the predominant narrative is glossing over things or ignoring things or has simply forgotten things. You know, particularly in Sumeru, which when we arrived there, I could definitely see the people in power editing the quote-unquote truth in order to support their own worldviews. But also, besides that more sinister side of things, history is just lost, buried in the sands and all that. So, I think he's, again, as always, basically everyone in the cast, he's another excellent character and motive force in the transformation of Sumeru from pre-Archon Quest to post-Archon Quest and beyond. But he was also, indeed, just a good pick for the, what was it? Temporary interim? Acting Grand Sage. So, that was really cool. Yeah, I feel like this is the most insight we've gotten into his actual internal world. That's really nice. I also liked this bit where he's okay. It feels like he's okay with these going unanswered forever. Like, these, the questions it relieves, but the questions it leaves unanswered, many of them will remain unanswered forever. From the way this was delivered and the way it's framed, I get the feeling that even though it might kind of bug him, because he's looking for those, well, how did he phrase it? Sorry. The question that leaves unanswered, yeah. He's looking for those questions that are unanswered, and presumably he's looking for the answers to those questions, but many of them will remain unanswered forever. And so I get the feeling that that does bug him, but I feel that it's important to note that he's not going to obsess over them, because that's another pitfall that we saw in Sumeru, and also one that we saw particularly in Alhaitham's story quest with that other scholar, the obsession with knowledge, and with pursuing a question forever, or no matter the cost. That's also a huge driving force of, say, Dottoro's character, also from Sumeru, right? So I think it's a crucial element of Alhaitham's character that keeps him going over that edge, that he's willing to accept that some things are beyond his reach. You know? Yeah, the profoundest eternal questions are met only with a boundless and eternal silence. Yeah. Anyways, that was gorgeous. And as you can see, I really enjoyed getting the smallest hint at Alhaitham's internal world. Thank you for sharing. Let's go check out his demo. I really like his attacks. I remember that.
Ah, yes. Alhaitham told you he's a feeble scholar, did he? Well, that's a bold-faced lie.
Told you.
So his false modesty was just a facade to hide his true abilities?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Absolutely. He doesn't want others knowing his true strength.
They're playing TCG!
Oh, how strong is he? Stronger than you?
Now, are they talking about fighting or TCG, though?
You know, I actually ran into him last week while I was in the desert looking for creative inspiration.
What was he doing in the desert?
He was going out there to study ancient runes anyway. Why didn't he travel with me? We could have split the cost.
You're really Alhaitham. He moves in silence. He wants to be mysterious. Oh, I love the colors. The teal is such a beautiful color. Oh, he's two swords! I love it when a character summons more swords. I think that's a really good choice. Oh man, it's been so long. I'm remembering Babel. His mirrors! Oh, the angularity is so cool. Oh, and the writing in his attacks. I love the details.
Frankly, however strong he is or isn't, I just don't want to mess with him.
Talking about him.
I thought you'd have learned to think before you speak by now.
We didn't say anything bad. All positive, actually.
Surely you didn't drag me out just to play cards.
Oh, come on. Why not?
We didn't get that far yet. We were just debating how good you'd be in a fight.
You keep your cards close to your chest.
Not at all.
So you don't fight much?
His pan is so cool.
I don't need to fight.
Yeah, he does have a bit of a temper, but he doesn't fight much. Which is nice. It shows
everything is connected.
Deliberation.
All I have to do is find the weakest link, deal with the causal factors, and everything else tends to resolve itself.
The process of elimination.
I just love the attacks. They're so pretty. I love the way they're designed. Cool guys don't look at explosions vibes.
Essentially, more time
Oh,
on
that was cool.
contemplation, less time on execution. Simple, isn't it?
Not really. Ugh, I knew we shouldn't have brought this up with you.
I thought my answer was quite engrossing. Boss, this is good wine. I'll have the same, please.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is, if things are going wrong, he thinks about it first, and if he can nudge the situation into resolving itself, hooray, problem solved. He'd rather that work out than him having to actually fight. Which is pretty cool. I like that there is different... All the characters in this game approach fighting and problem solving differently, and I enjoy that a lot. They're all different people, and you can feel it. I love the designs, though. With the... How would you even describe that? The physics of it all? Like the angular... What are these? These things are little mirrors, right? That's what they're called? Am I remembering that right? Yeah. The math behind it. You can tell that there's math behind it. And I love that a lot. You know, perfect for Sumeru, perfect for Alhaitham. I love also, this definitely gives me post-Archon Quest vibes, because I feel like Alhaitham and Cyno were not this close in Arrow Village, so this feels like post-Archon Quest vibes. But I love that these guys are a little friend group. And that little spiral, where was that? Was that here?
Don't want to mess with him.
This was so cool. The camera panning around like
He
that.
didn't say anything bad. All positive, actually.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh, that was a fun one. Alright, last but not least, let's get some details on this attack style. Yeah, are they called mirrors? They don't look like mirrors, they look like little leaves.
Scribe Alhaitham can be the easiest person in the academia to communicate with, or the most frustrating. He ignores the irrelevant and filters out the fluff, focusing solely on the logical steps and appropriate process for the task ahead.
You know, ironically, I feel like him and Charlotte would not get along.
This makes him a joy to work with.
But they would
though
produce
not everyone
excellent work
shares
together
their enthusiasm.
if they had to work together.
Let's get down to business.
Most scholars would jump at the opportunity to use a vision to further their research, and I thought Alhaitham would be no exception. Yet to my surprise, he prefers to use his elemental powers not for research, but to deal with other issues that arise in life.
The way that Dane says this, it feels like he
Thinking a step
gave
ahead of
him the vision
everyone else is
himself,
bound
which
to reap
obviously he didn't.
benefits.
Or like he studied
When
Alhaitham.
Alhaitham crafts weapon ascension materials, he has a
Why are you
chance to
doing this?
receive double the product, boosting the party's adventure readiness.
That makes sense, I guess. It's an
Alhaitham's
alchemy-related thing,
normal
very
attack can
scholarly.
combo up to 5 strikes with his sword, dealing physical damage. Using his charged attack, Alhaitham consumes a certain amount of
Sword.
stamina and performs 2 swift slashes to his front, dealing physical damage. Tap Alhaitham's elemental skill to rush forward, dealing
Also, the
dendro
song
damage
is so
to nearby
excellent.
enemies
Man, I'm
when the
seeing it
rush
all over the
ends,
place now.
as well as
The
creating a
runes inside his
chisel-like mirror.
attacks. Are they runes or letters?
Holding the skill enters
love
aiming
it.
mode to adjust the direction of the attack.
Oh wait, he's a
When
mirror.
the skill is cast, Alhaitham
Yes.
generates 1 chisel-like mirror,
They are
plus 1
mirrors.
additional mirror if he possessed no mirrors at the time of casting. Up to 3 chisel-like mirrors can exist at one time.
Oh, that was cool.
While he possesses chisel-light mirrors, Alhaitham's normal, charged, and plunging attacks will be converted to dendro damage that cannot be overridden.
Nice.
When one of these attacks hits an enemy,
Hey, Beto.
the chisel light mirrors unleash a projection attack that deals AoE dendro damage based on the number of mirrors
Wow.
on the field.
It's like an
Chisel
AoE
light
coordinated
mirrors will
attack.
disappear in turn over time, and will all disappear when Alhaitham leaves the field.
That's the part that I would struggle with
After
the
unlocking
most.
the talent for causal correction, when Alhaitham's charged and plunging attacks hit enemies, they will generate 1 chisel light mirror. This effect
Nice.
can only occur once in a specified period.
A process of elimination.
Process of elimination, he's eliminating the enemies, wow.
Creates a
It's
particular
a
binding
fun.
field
I know
deals
rubbed off on
multiple
him, huh?
instances of AoE dendro damage. If any chisel light mirrors exist when this ability is used, they are all consumed to increase the number of damage instances dealt.
Right. I remembered something
Shortly
like that.
after this ability has finished, if no mirrors were consumed, then Alhaitham will generate 3 new mirrors.
Ooh, so he
For
didn't
every
have any.
mirror that
Oh,
is consumed by
swords!
this skill,
I love
Alhaitham
swords.
will generate 1 less new mirror accordingly.
Huh.
When surrounded by mirrors, it takes a perceptive eye to distinguish reality from reflection. After unlocking the talent Mysteries Laid Bare, each point of elemental mastery that Alhaitham possesses increases the damage dealt by his projection attacks and elemental bursts.
It'd be cool if he could do like a
Damage can only be
decoy
increased in
thing,
this way,
you
up to
know?
a certain limit.
Reflect himself and see if the others attack it instead of him.
To Alhaitham, remaining rational under pressure is the key to solving difficult problems. Luckily for him, this is an ability that few of his foes possess. Alhaitham's combat strategy is centered around the efficient use of his chisel light mirrors. His elemental skill allows him to quickly traverse the battlefield, while dealing dendro damage to enemies and
The
generating chisel
swords.
light mirrors.
That appears to be just the last attack in his chain once he,
Alhaitham can use
assuming
these
he has
mirrors and their
mirrors, I
projection
think.
attacks to easily
I
gain
love
the
it
upper
so
hand.
much.
When energy is full,
Yes,
Alhaitham
let there be
unleashes his
swords.
elemental burst, creating the particular binding field and dealing several bouts of AoE dendro damage. If he possesses no chisel light mirrors at this time, some are generated after he has used his burst, allowing him to follow up with
Oh
more
yeah, Nilu
attacks.
and him would combine
If he
really well,
already
wouldn't
has mirrors when
they?
he casts his burst, then he is able to deal more dendro damage and swiftly seize victory.
Nice.
A comfortable life looks much the same for everyone, but the people who lead those lives may be nothing alike at all. A sharp mind and a good attitude have benefited Alhaitham immensely in his pursuit of the good life. It is not my place to judge how other people live. If anything, the more I say, the more jealous I would sound. The truth is, I have nothing against a laid-back lifestyle. It reminds me of a simpler time.
Aw.
But unfortunately, not all creatures are capable of being rational and logical in everything they do. Alhaitham's approach only works in the context of his relatively simple existence, and that is completely fine by him.
Wow. What an ending. Dane admitting he misses a time when things were simpler, and he's almost jealous of Alhaitham for being able to be so rational and logical. But he can't do the same because the situation is just too complex. That is so cool. Yeah, it's the first time. Not only is this not a sassy Dane critique, but this is even a Dane saying he's a little jealous.
Not all creatures are
Wow. But yeah, it only really works because he lives a relatively simple life, usually, you know, when we're not overthrowing the government, that sort of thing. And he's not bothered by that fact. I feel like Dane, his life is just far too complicated at this point, and just giving up that complicated life would not work for him, you know? Wow. Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty, well, we're on to the next. It's Sino. Hello, Sino. What do you have for us today? Back to the deserts, I assume, just based off that thumbnail alone.
Then it's agreed. You ensure my personal safety, and I will share the research materials with you.
All this fuss just over some risky research. What are you so scared of?
Listen, you don't understand.
Lots of pressure at that academia there. The things people will do for their theses.
To ensure that knowledge is used correctly, they have dedicated officers to keep tabs on all the scholars. They call them Matra.
Are you hunting this poor guy down right now, Sino?
And their leader, the General Mahamatra, is the most fearsome among them. Once he has you in his sights, he won't stop until he's hunted you down.
Just casually walking fully across the desert at midday to hunt this guy down.
You're giving me the creeps with your ghost stories.
Hello. There he is. You summoned him. Oh, does he look young? Haha. Your fate was sealed once you underestimated him. What did this guy do to get Sino-sicked on him?
Your thugs have no idea how much I've sacrificed.
Save your energy. It's a long walk back.
But I like that it shows that he
Have any
draws the
final
line.
words?
Ooh.
Save them for Judgment Day.
He draws the line at, you know, he's not going to be judge, jury, and executioner. He's just going to bring him back for judgment. Now, I assume that judgment wouldn't be ideal in pre-Archon Quest Sumeru, But hopefully, things are a little bit more fair now in post-Arc on Quest Sumeru. Who knows? Still. Imagine being in university and you, like, I don't know, read someone's unpublished thesis without permission, and this guy comes and hunts you down. Terrifying. But to be fair, in this world, the consequences for misusing knowledge are much, much more dangerous. Yeah. Alrighty, Sino. Tell us your secrets.
The sands devour. A new life emerges.
Nice, referencing his connection there.
In the cycle of life and
Ooh.
death, whatever is sown will be reaped. And
Feather,
when the
feather?
moral order is disrupted,
Yeah.
judgment will come swiftly.
Oh, it's a reference to the
Every
judgment.
soul will be weighed.
The heart and the feather. That was cool. That was cool. Oh, the song. Oh my god, yes. That's awesome.
I vow to uphold the rules and punish evil. No matter how arduous this path may be, I will follow its course to the end. Through me, justice is served.
It does look so cool. And it's so cool coming to this after doing Sino's second story quest and knowing more of the context behind his ability. And his connection to Hermanubis. He's another character that feels like he has some loose threads. I guess a lot of those did get addressed in his second story quest. I guess he more feels like he's got a lot of potential. They could do so much with him.
Until one day, humanity stands blameless, purged of its transgressions.
I'm kind of hoping all of a sudden for a Sino versus Dottore match. I feel like that would be a cool, like if this was setting up something like that, if this trailer specifically was setting up a Sino versus Dottore match, that would be so cool. And it would be so fitting. I mean, Dottore is the perfect example of someone needing a little bit of judgment for the sins he's committed for and by and through knowledge. Side note though, side note, he's got one of the more unique skill sets in the game visually, doesn't he? When he fights, and like you have the purple naturally electro, but then also like the golden ribbons, like it looks so cool visually. And I do wish they would do more of that. Like that looks so cool. I don't know how replicatable this is actually in game, but I feel like it should be. This is a demo trailer. But that looks so cool. And I love it when they do stuff like that, making the attacks more specialized visually to the character. I hope they do more of it in the future. Ah, gorgeous. Alrighty, last but not least for our dear Sino, we've got this collected miscellany. Path of the Lone Wolf. Bring it on.
Many in Sumeru make it
Love
their
this
life's
song.
goal to be a scholar, some for the pursuit of truth and knowledge. But there are also those who have other intentions.
It looks so cool in there.
After all, if you find a niche research topic and manage to secure academia funding, you're set for life. But if this sounds too good to be true,
Ooh.
that's because it usually is.
My first
The
thought was
academia
Pokemon
is a
medals,
millennia-old
actually.
institution, and those working to ensure its continued longevity have zero tolerance for those trying to exploit it.
Who's our next target?
Here he is.
The favor of the gods enables Sino to manipulate the electro element and to summon a divine spirit to aid him in the cause of delivering justice.
Divine Spirit.
The General Mahamatra gained his formidable reputation not through empty posturing, but by tracking down wayward scholars and bringing them to justice. And because of his tracking prowess, these trips often end up more bountiful than expected.
Teleporter.
Sino gains increased rewards when dispatched on a 20-hour expedition within Sumeru.
Ah, that makes sense.
Cyno's
He tracked
normal
down
attack
some
can
Mora.
combo up to 4 strikes with his polearm, dealing physical damage. Using his charged attack, Cyno consumes a certain amount of stamina to lunge forward, dealing physical damage to enemies along the way. Cast Cyno's elemental skill to perform a high-speed dash, dealing electro damage to enemies in his path.
Through me,
Every single one of the songs in this video have been
Cyno's
so
elemental
hard
burst
not to
summons
sing
a
along
divine
to.
spirit to possess him.
Oh my god.
He morphs into the Pact-Sworn Path Clearer, causing damage dealt by his normal, charged, and plunging attacks to be converted to electro damage.
Yeah,
that
those
cannot be
attacks are
overridden.
so unique.
In this state, Cyno's elemental mastery and resistance to interruption are increased, and he gains immunity to damage dealt by electro-charged reactions. The Pact-Sworn Path Clearer state ends after a set duration, or when Cyno leaves the field. When Cyno is in the Pact-Sworn Path Clearer state, his elemental skill changes, instead unleashing a Mortuary Rite, which deals thunderous AoE electro damage and extends the duration of Pact-Sworn Path Clearer.
I'm just really enjoying
Once
the
the General
animations.
Mahamatra has you in his sights, the best option is to admit your guilt.
That
Otherwise,
looks
you
so
will find
cool. Is
yourself
that
the
an
target
idol?
of his relentless
Dude.
pursuit. After
Oh,
unlocking
the eye
metallic
moving.
Featherfall Judgment, when Cyno is in the Pact-Sworn Path Clearer state, he will intermittently enter the Endseer state. If he casts his elemental skill while in this state, he will activate the Judication effect, increasing the damage of this elemental
Was
skill
that a wolf howl?
and firing off 3 Duststalker bolts that deal
Cool.
electro damage.
It's kind of like a quick time event. Or
After
if that's what you
unlocking
call
the
it.
talent Authority over the 9 bows, damage dealt by Cyno's normal attack and Duststalker bolts while in the Pact-Sworn Path Clearer state is increased based on Cyno's elemental mastery. Break the Academia Code at your peril, for as are Cyno's jokes, so too is his judgment. No laughing matter. Cyno starts battle by casting his elemental skill, dealing electro damage to enemies and building up elemental energy. When his energy is full, he unleashes his elemental burst to enter the Pact-Sworn Path Clearer state, then deals electro damage to enemies with normal attacks, and his special elemental skill, Mortuary Rite. By strategically using Mortuary Rite, he not only extends the Pact-Sworn Path Clearer state, but also triggers the Judication effect to fire off Duststalker bolts and deliver final judgment upon the
Nice.
guilty.
Nice.
In my travels across Tevat, I've heard people say that curiosity was mankind's original sin.
Ooh.
Perhaps everyone has the impulse to explore
And then they
the
look
deep
at the
secrets
moon.
of the world.
Fascinating.
But only scholars can truly fulfill such ambitions. Cyno can relate to some degree. Placing the mysteries of the universe before scholars with a burning desire for knowledge would be like placing a dragon-themed deck from Genius Invocation TCG in front of him. Both are irresistible temptations.
Dragon theme.
Perhaps the
Cool
Academia
detail.
established the Matra not principally to punish wayward scholars, but rather to protect them. Because the gravest crimes committed in the name of wisdom may be beyond the Matra's ability to punish.
That's true. If you get to a point where not even the mantra can stop you, you're doomed. Theoretically. I say theoretically because there is Dottore out there. But yeah, I'm still thinking about the attacks. I just love how they look. They look amazing. I guess actually thinking about it, Natlan did something similar with a lot more unique attacks. So that's kind of cool. That does give me hope with Natlan being a more recent region, that they're more comfortable going in that direction. Oh, I guess you could say the same thing for Fontaine. But in Fontaine, I'm thinking about how the characters' weapons changed. I'm thinking about like Chavrus and Clorent, who use guns, even though they don't equip guns, because there's no guns in this game. But then with Natlan, they got even more unique. I don't know. I guess I like that direction, personally, as a person. I love the beautiful attack animations and the uniqueness of the abilities, so I would not mind seeing more of that. Alrighty. Thank you for your time, Cyno. On to the next. Next up, we are slowly approaching the end here. We have Faruzan and Layla, our dear 4 stars that we did not meet in the Archon quest, but who are very important members of my teams now. So I am excited to see what we have in store here. Starting with Faruzan. Ooh.
Sense of respect.
Ooh.
Academic research isn't
What an
some kind of
opening.
fad. Topics don't just go in and out of fashion. Madame Faruzan's life started more than 100
Is that
years ago,
third person?
and her story covers as much ground as some major academic publications.
Is she writing her bio for her next
You'd like
article?
to learn more about different forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms, the base layer design of elemental monuments.
Actually, that sounds fascinating.
I'll hang out with you youngsters.
Oh, what a fun song. Oh, I love like the technological elements of it. Nice.
Truth repeats its course.
This is really well put together too. Same vibes as Collie's. But can we go back to the elemental monument thing, please? I would like... Oh, that was cool. Oh, that's the stringless.
Got any interest in becoming my student? What did you say? Oh, I'm old now, so every other phrase escapes my ears. Try calling me Madame Faruzan, and I'll see if I can pick that up.
She won't listen to you unless you address her with respect, of course. Of course. I'm just thinking about the stringless. I swear that's a Mondstadt weapon, right? I'll have to go look at the Ascension materials, see where they come from. What do I have on her? I think I have Favonius on her because of her ultimate. Alright, Faruzan. Give us a lesson, why don't you? Actually, I feel like I understand her kit pretty well. At least at a basic level.
Mechanisms meant deciphering numerous documents. So even though Faruzan is a Haravatat scholar, her mastery of runes led her to become one of the pioneer scholars in the field of ancient mechanics.
That's
but
super
as the
interesting.
academic world
Whoa.
progressed over the course of a century, Faruzan's dedication to this field was buried beneath the sands of time.
That must have
just
been
like
kind of hard for
unusual
her.
fate.
And she resurfaced.
I'll hang out with you youngsters.
You know, she has a lot of bravado about her
Faruzan is an experienced Haravatat
time under the
scholar
sands.
and mentor with a
She did lose a lot
robust
because
research
of it.
background. Her control over the power of Animo grants many new potential uses to her ancient trinkets. Researching mechanisms and solving puzzles
Oh,
is a
the Ruin
hands-on
Guard.
process, and one
Golem?
which has taken
You know, the big
Faruzan
ones, yeah.
all across Sumeru. Faruzan gains increased rewards when dispatched on a 20-hour expedition within Sumeru.
Okay.
Faruzan's normal attack can combo up to 4 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage. With a charged attack, Faruzan executes a more precise aimed shot that deals increased damage. While aiming, mighty winds accumulate on the arrowhead, and a fully charged arrow will deal animo damage.
Nice shot.
Casting Faruzan's elemental skill deploys a polyhedron device, dealing AoE animo damage and causing her to enter the Manifest Gale state.
I love
In
this skill
state,
so much.
Faruzan's next fully charged shot
I
will
love that.
consume the Manifest Gale and turn into a hurricane arrow.
It's so satisfying to deploy.
This arrow deals animo damage based on the damage of her fully charged normal attack, Parthian Shot. The hurricane arrow will apply a pressurized collapse effect to the enemy or character hit. This effect will be removed after a short
Enemy
delay,
or character? You can
creating a
hit...
vortex
Are
that
they gonna hit
deals
Xiao?
AoE animo damage
They are!
and pulls in nearby objects and enemies.
That's pretty cool though.
If
You
the
could
arrow
support
does
someone in
not hit
co-op
any
and bring
enemy or
enemies
character,
towards them.
It will create a pressurized collapse effect at its point of impact.
That's so
The
interesting.
vortex
Oh, and
damage
she
is
got them out of the
considered
ground
elemental
even.
skill damage.
I love it.
Truth repeats its course.
Unleashing her elemental burst, Faruzan deploys a
I love how
dazzling polyhedron
geometric her
that
attacks are
releases a
too.
whirlwind pulse
Similar to
and
Alhaitham's, I
deals
love the
AoE
design
animo
of them.
damage.
And like the
While
math
the
behind
dazzling
it.
polyhedron persists,
It's so
it will
perfect for her
continuously
character.
move along a triangular path.
And for
Whenever
Sumeru.
it reaches a corner of that triangular path, it unleashes a whirlwind pulse.
That's so
The
cool.
whirlwind pulse will apply prayerful wind's benefit
Yeah?
to all nearby party members, granting them an animo damage bonus. When
Yeah?
the pulse hits an enemy, it will apply Perfidious Wind's Bale to them, decreasing their animo resistance. After
And that's
unlocking
why
the
we use
talent
her.
Impetuous Flow, when Faruzan is in the Manifest Gale state created by her elemental skill, the charging time of her aimed shot is decreased, and she can apply the Perfidious Wind's Bale effect to enemies hit by the vortex created by pressurized collapse.
Nice.
As a veteran of academia, Faruzan never hesitates to impart her wisdom to the future generations. After unlocking the talent Lost Wisdom of the Seven Caverns, when characters affected by Prayerful Wind's benefit deal animo damage to enemies with a normal, charged, or plunging attack, or an elemental skill or burst, they gain the Hurricane Guard effect, increasing the damage dealt by a certain percentage of Faruzan's base attack.
She just buffs and buffs and buffs. And debuffs the enemies while she's at it.
Cleared after animo damage is dealt. Faruzan is unfazed by the fact that her field of research is now considered outdated. On the contrary, it has inspired new grit and determination.
Oh, that's
Faruzan
good.
starts
That's
battle by
nice.
casting her elemental skill and quickly firing a hurricane arrow to deal animo damage to the enemy. The arrow's pressurized collapse effect then pulls in nearby enemies, providing support to her teammates. When energy is full, Faruzan unleashes her elemental burst to deploy a dazzling polyhedron. This device moves over the battlefield, creating whirlwind pulses and decreasing enemies' animo resistance, which effectively increases the team's animo damage. Make the most of Faruzan's carefully researched dazzling polyhedron, and the rest of the battle will be a breeze.
Again with the
Time
puns.
is a relative concept and is perceived differently
Relative
by different people.
concept.
100 years is the longest life most people could imagine. Small wonder that they are fascinated by the idea of someone disappearing for this long, only to return looking not a day older than when they left. To Faruzan, those 100 years were physically exhausting and mentally taxing, yet she balks at the idea of seeking sympathy or being the topic of other people's conversations. Only convincing the Academia's new enrollees to address her as Madam gives her experience some meaning. But if you ask me, age isn't much of a qualification. After all, time never really stops flowing. And although ancient wisdom should be respected, how long would it really take to erase it all?
You would know if someone was determined it could happen in the blink of an eye. So that's interesting. I'm glad that he mentioned earlier that it doesn't really bother her that her experience was rendered pretty null. Well, at least, okay, considered outdated. I hope that her contributions to the field are still respected. You know, her original ones from before her disappearance. But I'm glad that he mentioned that it actually doesn't bother her that much. That's what I was worried about, as I mentioned earlier. And instead, it inspires her to do more again, you know, publish to the same standard, I'm sure. Understand everything that we've learned since she last was in the field, and then improve even past that point. Good for you, Faruzan. He also said something else interesting over here. This one, wow, great click. This one right here. That being said, even though she's not, you know, she doesn't feel defeated by the fact that all of her hard work in the past has basically been erased, she does still want her experience to be acknowledged, you know? He said it was mentally and physically taxing. She was alive for those 100 years. She was trapped in like a puzzle, right? A desert ruin. So she was probably trying to escape and trying to stay alive for those 100 years. I wonder if she had to find food. Or if maybe because of time dilation or whatever was going on there, she didn't get hungry. But in a way, that's pretty serious. That's pretty traumatic, potentially. And so she wants it to at least be acknowledged that, you know, she should be respected for what she went through. And I think this is her translation of that. Address her as Madam, because she is technically your senior, and at the very least, someone who has demonstrated tremendous capability of survival. So, anyways, I like Faruzan. I should use her more. Hi, Layla. This looks beautiful. I'm excited to hear what this is about. What do you have to say for yourself today, Laylas? I'm assuming we'll see both. That's beautiful.
Even when we're not looking up at the stars, they're always there, watching over us.
Aw, her thingy.
Why do I have
Is that the moon? Is that foreshadowing? The moon falling down to Earth? Hi, Layla. Maybe she's tired all the time because she expends so much energy swinging her sword around like that. No, we know why she's tired. Because she doesn't sleep.
Not now.
Good night, Layla. I love that. She's like, I'm going to sleep right now on this battlefield. If I have to put up a shield to do it, I'll do it. This is beautiful. Again, it's like a dance.
Huh? What are you doing up? Me? Sleepwalking, of course.
There she is. I was wondering if we'd see her. And we did. That was really lovely. It's so cool to see how they present all these different characters and the skills that they have. Here we go. Tell us the details, Dane.
Dreaming may be an entirely new concept to the majority in Sumeru, but one person's already managed to become famous for it.
Ooh.
Recently, the strange tales of the sleepwalking eccentric have been circulating in the academia. Rarely used telescopes quietly moving during the night. Entire theses finished between dusk and dawn, and a girl seen in the city 1 minute spotted all the way over at Caravan Rebop the next.
She's like their own cryptid.
The only one who can't muster
local
the strength
legend.
to investigate it is Layla herself. Chronic sleep deprivation has taken its toll on her energy levels.
Can't sleep? Let's go for a walk then.
Layla's research primarily focuses on theoretical astrology. After
Theoretical
receiving her
astrology.
cryovision, she formed a star-crusted veil with ice and frost, providing a space for her companions to study, rest, and even fight undisturbed.
Thinking pose in the middle of the
Sometimes,
battlefield.
While
I
deep
love it.
asleep, a friend that Layla never knew she had will secretly come to her aid. When Layla crafts character talent materials, she has a chance to receive double the product, boosting the party's adventure readiness.
Because there's two of her.
Layla's normal attack can combo up to 3 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies.
I love how she just throws a star at them.
Using her charged attack, Layla consumes a certain amount of stamina and performs 2 swift slashes to her front, dealing physical damage. Casting Layla's elemental skill creates a Curtain of Slumber and also deals AoE cryo damage. The Curtain of Slumber absorbs damage based on Layla's max HP and absorbs cryo damage even more effectively. Layla also becomes affected by cryo for a short time when the Curtain of Slumber is created.
I wonder how to use
while the
that.
Curtain of Slumber is active,
Active
a
by
night star is
cryo.
generated,
I guess
which
she could freeze
adheres to the
herself.
curtain. Additionally, 2
Accidentally.
night stars are generated when a character protected by the curtain casts their elemental skill. Night stars can only be generated in this manner once per set time period, and a maximum of 4 night stars may exist at one time. After 4 night stars have been accumulated, if there are enemies in range, the night stars convert to shooting stars that automatically home in on enemies, dealing cryo damage on hit. No new night stars can be generated until all shooting stars have fired. When the Curtain of Slumber expires or is destroyed, any night stars present disappear along with it. If they have already converted into shooting stars and started firing, they will remain until all of them have finished firing.
Yeah, that's nice. I've noticed that happening a lot.
After unlocking the talent like Nascent Light, while the Curtain of Slumber is present, gaining a night star triggers the Deep Sleep effect. Deep Sleep increases the shield strength of the character under the curtain's protection. It can be stacked up to 4 times and is cleared when the Curtain of Slumber expires.
And you can see how those stars didn't fire then. They only had
Disturbance is
3.
too much after a night of poor quality sleep. The only solution is to get rid of them completely. After
She will have
unlocking the talent,
vengeance.
Sweet Slumber Undisturbed. The shooting stars fired by Layla's elemental skill deal increased damage based on Layla's max HP.
Stars, shine for me.
I do love her ultimate.
Layla's elemental burst unleashes a soporific celestial dream
Oh,
sphere
nice
that
word.
continuously fires starlight slugs at enemies within range,
Slugs?
dealing cryo damage.
Oh,
When
I
a
did not know they were
starlight
called
slug
that.
hits an enemy, a night star is also generated on nearby curtains of slumber. Each curtain of slumber can gain only one night star in this manner per set time period. Layla knows the pain of sleep deprivation all too keenly, and
She really
naturally wouldn't wish
does.
it on any of her companions.
Every time she speaks, I just
In
wish she would go
battle,
to sleep.
Layla uses her elemental skill to create a protective curtain of slumber for her teammates, and starts accumulating night stars. A full quota of night stars will convert into shooting stars that target nearby enemies and deal cryo damage, supporting the battle effort. When energy
Yes!
is full, Layla
I
unleashes her
still
elemental
maintain that
burst to create a
Kazuha
celestial
Shatter is one of, if not
which
the
continuously
most
fires
satisfying team
starlight slugs
I've
at
ever
enemies
played.
in range to deal cryo damage.
Definitely
while
one of, at
also
least.
increasing the production of night stars, helping her teammates to comfortably slide their way to victory.
Ooh, cool fade
Many
out of the
people
music.
have two sides to their personality, but it's not often that the contrast between them is as stark as Layla's. She spends her waking hours crushed by stress over her schoolwork, yet when sleepwalking, her mind is sharp and lucid.
And she turns into
She
a cat.
casts
Nope,
aside
just
her
kidding.
unproductive feelings of self-doubt and gets much accomplished. But perhaps she should count her blessings. Finding a goal in life is difficult enough as it is, and having any chance at all to pursue it undisturbed is nigh on impossible. Enjoy life while things are still uncomplicated. Go and do the things you want to do, because once you reach a certain age, things can never go back to being as simple
Aw.
as they once were.
Dane once again missing his simple life? Oh my goodness. I guess it was probably his childhood then that he's remembering back to. Aw, Dane. So, yeah. Watching this, I was just filled with such contentment. I used to use Layla a lot because I built her before I got my Zhongli. I still use her on occasion. I use her a lot in the Abyss, actually. If I need to have Zhongli on one team, she'll go on the other. If I need a cryo character or a shielder there, I have her on a lot of my mono... It wouldn't be mono, I guess. My cryo hydro teams, I use her a lot on those. I really like her high cryo application. Her really fast skill cooldown. She's, what's it called? She has 100% uptime. As soon as her shield expires, you can always reset a new one. Anyways, I just think her kit works really well. And so she has a special spot in my heart. Alrighty, let's get our next two up here. Alrighty, so next we have our two 4-stars, who again, we didn't see much of or anything from in the Archon quest. We saw a little bit of Kaveh, so we're going to see Kaveh first, and then we're going to have Sethos next. Let's get into it. I really like Kaveh's design. I want to use him more. I just have to get around to building a team around him.
Kaveh, an architect.
Ooh! Cool start. Look at all the other
You
characters.
must have seen the Palace of Alcazar's before. I sacrificed so much for that. Everyone else thought I'd lost my mind.
Oh! I forgot about Tori.
You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you? You definitely don't want to end up borrowing money in a moment of impulsivity. Living
Is
with
this-
debt is miserable.
Is this from experience that you're speaking, Kaveh? I love his attacks. Okay, speaking of attacks, Sumeru just has my heart. I love Kaveh's attacks so much. I want to use him more. I just need to build... Oh my god. I just need to build a team around him that really works. I feel like I might be able to do it now. I have more characters, and particularly more effective Hydro characters. I think the last time I tried to use Kaveh, I didn't even have Farina yet. Aw, that little nod was fun.
There's still room for improvement. Better make my finishing touches before the deadline creeps up. Is that the client? Wait. Oh, it's you!
Hello. So, okay. All the other characters popping up in the background, is that just meant to represent how connected he is to everybody? I do feel like he'd be very extroverted, I guess, in a way. I wouldn't be surprised if he knows basically everyone. Is that what this is trying to say? Even Wanderer's there. Oh my god. So, is this meant to represent that he just knows everyone? Or is it maybe more about the spaces that everyone is in? No, if it was about the spaces, trying to connect it to his architecture, then there wouldn't be the characters there. I mean, they put Sino in Zubair Theater. So I feel like they're deliberately trying to hint that maybe he's sort of like a social nexus. That's pretty cool. They didn't even show us his Dendro infused attack. There they are. Yeah, all right. So there we go. Little teaser about Kaveh. I want to hear more about his architecture. He said he sacrificed so much for the Palace of Alcazar, and he said something about borrowing money. Wait, if you were the architect, your savings on your hobbies, aren't you a professional architect? Why are you paying for the building? Don't you have a client? Okay, I need more details there. It's probably in his character stories, not in his collected miscellany, but collected miscellany next. Maybe Dane has some insights.
When Dory was planning to build her residence,
right, it's Dory's
she at first
house.
envisaged a cozy luxury home in a quiet spot far from the city.
Okay. Is this literally the answer I was looking for? So Dory was the client. She hired Kaveh. Kaveh was like, but wait, what if we did more? And she resisted, and so he said he'd pay for it so long as she said okay?
With ample
Kaveh.
space to house her
Don't build a
countless
palace if you can't afford a
But
palace.
With the aid of renowned architect Kaveh, the Palace of Alcazar-Zareh has ended up as an iconic landmark known far and wide.
It's like a
Dory
national
occasionally grumbles
treasure.
about this unexpected twist of fate, but in Kaveh's life, unintended consequences like these are all too typical.
He just puts 100% of himself into everything he does.
Is that the client? Wait. Oh, it's you.
Hello again.
Kaveh is rarely
His
without
constellation
his
is
assistant,
Paradisia?
Marat, a multifunctional tool that runs on
Marat.
ancient technology. As well
In this
as
house, we
assisting
love
him with
Marat.
routine mapping work, Marat also helps Kaveh deal with all manner of unforeseen incidents.
Bodyguard and briefcase.
When trying to strike a balance between
Truly
aesthetics
talented.
and practicality, budgeting is an essential skill.
That Kaveh doesn't have.
When Kaveh crafts landscape, building, and courtyard type
The art of
furnishings,
budgeting,
some
never
materials
mind.
are refunded,
He literally
ensuring
has it.
efficient utilization. Kaveh's normal attack uses Marak to combo up to 4 strikes,
And it looks so
dealing
cool.
physical damage to enemies.
It looks incredible.
His charged attack consumes stamina over time.
And I
to
love
perform
how it's
continuous
floating.
rapid slashes, finishing with an especially powerful slash.
It's so
When
cool.
he casts his elemental skill, Kaveh attacks using
Sight
Marak's
clear.
mapping ability, performing a radial scan that deals AoE dendro damage.
And it
causes
costs all the
dendro
blooms to
cores in
burst.
range to burst.
I love the design.
After unlocking the talent, an architect's
Look at it.
undertaking.
The design on the
When Kaveh
floor.
is hit by dendro cores damage,
It heals
including
him.
Burgeon and Hyperbloom damage, he will restore HP based on his elemental mastery.
It's
This
so
effect
useful.
can be triggered once per set time period.
I adore that talent so
Breaking new
much.
ground.
Nice. The lines. Once
Kaveh's
again,
elemental burst
math.
unleashes the full power of Marak, which maps out a cubic area, dealing AoE dendro damage to all enemies within it, and causing all dendro cores in range
Look
to
at the
burst.
infusion. It's so beautiful.
For a set duration, it also enhances Kaveh's combat capabilities by increasing his resistance to interruption, expanding
Oh,
his
I didn't even know that part.
charged and plunging attack range, and converting his attacks into dendro damage that cannot be overridden.
And look at the. I'm just obsessed.
All dendro cores created by your own party members' bloom reactions will deal additional damage when they burst. These effects will be cleared once Kaveh leaves the field.
I just love the
mind of
design
an
so
artist
much.
is
Look at
always
it go.
busily conjuring up strange and
Look at
wondrous
it.
ideas, never stopping even
Geometry.
in the heat of battle. After unlocking the talent A Craftsman's Curious Conceptions, during the period of Kaveh's elemental burst, after Kaveh strikes an opponent with a normal, charged, or plunging attack, his elemental mastery will be increased. This effect can be triggered once per set time period, and is stackable up to a limit.
Oh, cool.
When the elemental burst
Nitro
duration
application.
expires, these effects are cleared. The path of the
Can you
idealist
extend
is
the duration
rarely
of
a
his
smooth
burst? Is that in a
Even
constellation,
the kindest
probably?
of souls must find the strength to confront the obstacles ahead.
Aw.
In battle, Kaveh makes deft use of his elemental skill.
Mona!
He scans for all dendro cores in a certain range, instantly causing them to burst and deal dendro damage to enemies. When energy is full, Kaveh uses Marak at full power, dealing dendro damage to enemies and enhancing his personal combat capabilities for a period of time. Kaveh continues to deal dendro damage with his normal attack and elemental skill, while boosting damage dealt by bursting dendro cores, finally tackling the problems in his life once and for all.
Wow.
Many struggle to understand how Kaveh, despite his academic brilliance, has wound up leading a life fraught with disappointments.
Constantly losing his
The objective
keys.
truth is that Kaveh is his own worst enemy
Oh.
and brings most of his woes upon himself. And yet, I find myself reluctant to be too critical of him.
He's just so gosh darn nice.
After all, surely anyone with a heart would be moved after witnessing Kaveh stand up for what he believes in.
Wow. That's almost praise. That's amazing. Not even Dane can find the strength to be mean to you, Kaveh. That's fantastic. I love it. Or to be critical, to be fair, is what he said. That's okay, so basically, he causes his own problems. He's very kind, and I guess something happened with the palace. And it just kind of caused, I'm guessing, cascading issues in Kaveh's life. Yeah, once you get into money issues, it just causes so many other problems. Oh, that sounds so stressful. So many of these characters, I'm like, I wish I could go and help you. Like, Layla, go to bed. Kaveh, I don't know what I could do for you, but I would try, you know? Oh my god. I love that, though. Not Dane is like, I can't. I can't be mean to this guy. I love that. Alrighty, on to our boy Sethos, who appeared in Sino's second story quest. Fantastic quest. And I really enjoyed his character. I am interested to see
You got questions?
Dane's
You've come to
perspective
the
on him
right
too.
person. On the off chance I don't have the answers, I can ask around.
Are you gonna
to help
shoot
you
a
find out.
bird?
Sethos. Pretty interesting guy. He's like a distant cousin of Sino's.
In a way.
The first time we met, he came up and asked me if I was Hat Guy.
He nods his head when he talks. It's like, oh, I don't know, like a little puppy, yes?
Doesn't play enough TCG. Some elders say I'm difficult to control, like a wild animal. But don't you think it's kind of an issue that they want to control how other people think in the first place?
You said it, Sethos. That's a cool bow. I don't think I've seen that one before. I hope it wasn't event limited. But it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible it's just a 4-star. I haven't seen yet. Red string is interesting.
Sometimes an
King
over-reliance
Deshret
on
reference, maybe?
ancient wisdom can make you forget the strength that you and your companions already have.
Oh. His attacks do look fantastic.
Don't mention it. I'll protect you. Or you can protect me. Whatever works.
I do love his character, and his voice lines, the delivery is impeccable. Yeah, this trailer did a fantastic job. What's going on? Okay. This trailer did a fantastic job of making him look super cool, which is understandable because he's a very cool guy. He's just a cool guy. But yeah, I love how they reference ever so slightly, you know, his connection to the Temple of Silence and Hermanubis himself, and therefore King Deshret. Yeah, I love the design of his attacks. This, where was it? Where was it? Bring it back. This was hilarious. It's like, oh, he's a distant cousin of Sino's? You
Doesn't
cut to
play
Sino.
enough TCG. Some of my elders say I'm
The way he said that was so good. Oh, and then of course, right
like a
here.
wild animal. But don't you think it's kind of an issue that they want to control how other people think in the first place?
That's my boy. Fantastic. Once again, every character from Sumeru just plays such a good role in this extended cast. Especially because we know Sethos' role, particularly in the Temple of Silence as its heir, and, you know, who these elders are to him, who he is to them, and to the people he will one day lead. I love that he questions. He questions everything, and I think that's fantastic. And also, his attacks look super cool. I wish I could use him more. His playstyle just doesn't really work for me. His attack right here, that we saw, this one, it looks so cool. It almost looks similar to Sino's thing that he was doing when he's in that special state. I forget what it was called. And the eye-like shape appears on the screen, and you can do the attack with 3 waves in it. It almost looks similar to that in design, kind of hinting maybe at their connection. And it looks so cool. I just can't use this attack. I can. I believe in myself. I could learn. but I'm just really bad at it. I wish I could use a buddy. I wish I could. Alrighty, last but not least, for this little segment, bring on the miscellany.
Every time I visit the desert of Sumeru, it strikes me as a mysterious place. For starters, who is best equipped to deal with desert life? The Eremites
The tumbleweeds.
based there, or the Academia scholars sent to study King Deshret's civilization? I'd say there's a third answer.
The Temple of Silence.
Bags packed and ready to roll.
This one particular guy?
Sethos was raised in the desert and is privy to many secrets passed down from the age of King Deshret. This is coveted knowledge, but Sethos's electro-powered arrows keep prying eyes well away.
Those guys are doomed. Yep, there they go.
As an exceptional outdoorsman, you can count on Sethos's adventuring skills. When Sethos is in your party, the location of resources unique to Sumeru will appear on your minimap, making it easier to gather supplies.
That would have been really useful when I was trying to find henna berries. Those
Sethos's
things are
normal
all
attack
over the place.
can combo up to 3 consecutive shots, dealing physical damage. With a charged attack, Sethos executes a more precise aimed shot that deals increased damage. The shot has different effects depending on how long the charging lasts.
And it's so cool
At
when he
charge
does
level
that.
1, Sethos
The final
fires
charge.
an electro-infused arrow that deals electro damage. At charge level 2, Sethos fires a shadow-piercing shot that can pass through opponents, dealing electro damage to all enemies in its path. Sethos will not be able to move around when shadow-piercing
Yeah.
shot is fully charged.
That's the part that
After
gets me.
unlocking the talent Black Kite's Enigma, the charging time of Sethos's aimed shot will be reduced for each point of elemental
Whoa.
energy he has.
Oh, that's
up to
cool.
a certain limit. If he fires a shadow-piercing shot, he will consume the corresponding quantity of elemental energy. If he fires an arrow
Wow.
at charge level 1, only half as much will be consumed.
Oh, wow. I never realized he had such
With his
cool
elemental skill,
energy
Sethos
mechanics.
fires concentrated lightning to deal AoE electro damage, then dashes backward. He recovers a set amount of energy if this attack triggers an electrocharged, superconduct, overloaded, quicken, aggravate, hyperbloom, or electro swirl reaction.
The list got even longer.
With his elemental burst, Sethos
Aw.
uses a secret rite to enter the Twilight meditation state.
I'm glad it looks like
which
he's having fun,
transforms his
you know?
normal attacks into dusk bolts. Dusk bolts can pass through enemies and deal electro damage to all enemies in their path.
So it's basically Shadow Piercer,
Damage
but you can
dealt is
move,
increased
which is really
based
nice.
on Sethos's elemental mastery.
And also instant
Sethos
charging.
cannot use aimed shots while in this state.
Yeah. And I think it
Dusk
disappears
bolt
if he leaves
damage
the
is
field,
considered
too.
Charged attack damage. The state ends when its
Yep.
duration expires or Sethos leaves the field. Much of King Deshret's wisdom is buried in a sea of sand, waiting to be seized by future sages. After unlocking the talent the
Oh,
Sand
Dory! I
King's
keep
Boon,
forgetting about Dory.
Sethos gains the Scorching Sand Shade effect, which increases damage dealt by shadow-piercing shots by an amount based on his elemental mastery. The Scorching Sand Shade effect is cleared a certain amount of time after the first shadow-piercing shot strikes an enemy, or after a certain number of shadow-piercing shots have hit enemies.
Ah. That was cool that they showed us what to look
The
at.
effect is regained after a certain amount of time has passed since the first shadow-piercing shot with Scorching Sand Shade has hit an enemy. Desert life is harsh, but with the power of the Sage of Sages, Sethos makes it look like a walk on the beach. Sethos starts off the battle by using his elemental skill to deal electro damage and gain elemental energy. Once he's accumulated some energy, he uses it to reduce the charging time for his shadow-piercing shots. And
Oh, good
unleash a
job.
damaging barrage
Getting
of
that electro
piercing
swirl
arrows.
going.
When energy is full, Sethos enters the Twilight meditation state with his elemental burst and fires dusk bolts to pierce through troublemakers, dealing electro damage and sending would-be intruders.
Seeing those bubbles get destroyed was very
From what I
satisfying.
understand,
No bubbling
Alafmar had
Sethos
6
today.
loyal followers, but in his own mind, he had 7. A Pep certainly did not approve of being numbered among them.
That's bold.
But as to what the other 6 thought, we'll never know. I'm sure Sethos would have an interesting take on this if he knew about it. Or perhaps the Temple of Silence does know something, but they're not in a position to speak of it. It's a good thing Sethos is good at keeping secrets. Whoever's will he inherits, he sees it not as a burden, but as a force driving him ever onwards.
I do like Sethos. His character is fantastic. That's pretty cool. Did we just see a hint at the limits of Dane's knowledge? For once, he doesn't know exactly how much knowledge the Temple of Silence has access to itself. Fascinating. Yeah, that was nice to watch. All these miscellanies make me want to take the character out and try them out again. Maybe I should. I just have to be... I think I just have to play him different than I was trying to play him before. I feel like I'd enjoy it. I really like his attack designs. He's just fun to play. Alrighty, Dory. Let's get Dory up here before I forget about her again. Alright, here she is. I'm not gonna forget you. I can't forget you if I'm actively watching. Here we go.
Welcome to Dory's Divine Bazaar.
New song again.
You need with service you can rely on. Want to take a nap? Stay dry? See a center beast? No problem. With enough Mora, you can afford to do anything. Even take on the Academia.
I do enjoy her let's take down the Academia spirit. To be fair. Why is your Mora not Mora, though? He spins! I have no idea what Dory does. She heals? I think?
Here's the goods. Your Mora's
What is this?
Your Mora is mine too.
That poor Aramite, what even? Terrifying. With a pleasant smile. So, I have some questions. But they all stem from the fact that I have no idea how she works. So let's just move along to her miscellany. Business is booming. Alrighty. Excellent music every time.
I first met Dory long before she was the infinitely resourceful merchant that you know today.
Ooh, Dory backstory.
I see that her adorable face was simply brimming with confident determination. Such focus, such passion. Now, what kind of grand sorceress would I be if I didn't offer her a little assistance?
Is this Alice?
Dare say my instincts were right on the Mora.
I was a little distracted because I was looking at Dory's eyes. You know, she's got those unique eyes. I'm wondering, why are they like that? What? Alice? What are you doing here? What did you give her?
That little investment turned out to be one of the best I've ever made.
Come on, let's go. There's a fortune to be made.
Yeah, look at her eyes. I'm just so curious why they're like
A
that.
merchant like Dory wouldn't dream of turning away a perfectly good business deal just because the customer demands the impossible. No, no. So long as the price is right on your tall order, Lord Sangama Bey will personally make sure that all your worries are zapped away with the aid of her Electrovision.
That sounded like an ad for a second.
Seem to magically yield extra returns. When Dory crafts character and weapon enhancement materials,
Where's Dane?
she has a chance to recover some
Alice, what did you
materials
do?
used, which can be set aside for emergencies. Dory's normal attack.
No, don't get me
causes her
wrong.
genie to
Delightful to
grumble
hear
up to
from
3
Alice.
strikes that deal physical damage to enemies. Hold the attack button and the genie drains stamina over time to
I love how it's not even her
continuous
attacking.
spinning
It's the
attack on
genie.
nearby enemies, dealing physical damage.
Similar to Mayrock, I guess.
The genie unleashes one final extra strong strike that launches smaller enemies within range. Dory's elemental skill fires troubleshooter shots from her spirit warding lamp, dealing.
But I guess with Mayrock, it was more of a collaboration. Dory's just hanging out here.
2 after-sales service rounds are produced that automatically track down their nearby enemies and deal extra electro damage.
That
just
is
for good
nice.
measure. After unlocking the talent Compound Interest, when the troubleshooter shots or after-sales service rounds from Dory's elemental skill hit enemies, Dory will restore elemental energy to herself based on her energy recharge rate.
Oh, again with the interesting energy mechanics.
Only up to a certain limit. Terms and conditions apply.
Nice. I guess it makes sense with those fancy elemental energy skills because Electro.
She summons the genie from her lamp to
Energy.
provide her customers with a plethora of services. The genie connects to a nearby character, causing them to become affected by Electro. The connected character will continuously
Yeah, there it is.
HP
There's the healing.
based on Dory's max HP, and will also steadily regenerate energy.
Oh, nice.
When the connector between the genie and the character touches enemies, it will deal bouts of electro damage to them at set intervals. Only one genie.
It's like a
can exist at
plasma
one time.
sphere.
An astute merchant like Dory spots
The moral ley line.
everywhere she looks. She must always be
Oh my
ready
gosh.
to provide customers with the perfect solution at a moment's notice. After unlocking the talent, an eye for gold, when a character connected to the genie triggers an electro
Oh, no way.
superconduct, overloaded, quicken, aggravate, hyperbloom, or
The long list again.
crystallized reaction, the cooldown of troubleshooter cannon is decreased. This effect can only be triggered once within a set period of time. Any merchant worth their mora must have keen foresight, and Dory figures out just what her customers need before they've even realized themselves. That's why adventurers heading toward danger always seem to find a certain petite peddler waiting for them, just where the going starts to get tough. After entering battle, Dory fires her troubleshooter shots to deal electro damage to enemies, with the after-sales service rounds following up after the initial delivery. When her energy is full, Dory summons forth the genie within the lamp to provide support to her teammates. The genie can connect to a nearby character, causing them to regenerate energy and restore HP. By moving the character's position, the connection with the genie can be adjusted, dealing electro damage to enemies while offering customers a little extra bang for their buck. I've traveled all over the world, met countless people, and helped plenty of them along the way.
Here we
But
go.
Dory is one of the very few who still keeps in touch.
Keeps in
I'm not
touch?
interested in her paying me back, but I do admire her bold and daring mercantile methods. Doing business is just like adventuring and inventing. You must go big or go home. You mustn't be skittish and easily deterred. So for my purposes, Dory is a superb partner, and I am only too delighted to place the most ingenious of my personal
Oh
inventions
my god.
into her capable hands. An old astrologist friend of mine always harps on about the consequences of handing off these kinds of items.
Yeah.
Nothing has come of it yet, so we'll continue business as normal.
Oh my god, what? Alice? Okay. Because I had some questions. I was hoping she'd elaborate a little bit there. At the beginning, she said she made a business investment and it's already paid back very well or something. But then here she said she's not interested in Dory paying her back. So maybe she's talking about the partnership being the result that... What did she say up here? Something. That little investment turned out to be one of the best I've ever made. Okay. So I guess, yeah, what she invested in was the partnership, and now she just gives Dory her inventions in order to get them... Like, why? Just to spread chaos? Because we learned from this that Dory is very good at anticipating what her customers might want or need, and so she could probably find someone who would be interested in Alice's inventions. I mean, who wouldn't be? Those things are probably equal parts terrifying and wondrous, you know? So I'm sure she could find buyers for them or something, but Alice, why? Are you just planting something for the future? Are you trying to just sow chaos? Are you just having fun? Also, where's Dane? Is he sick? Wow. Was not expecting that. Okay, well, I'm glad that, whose was it? It was Kave's. I'm glad that Kave reminded us that Dory existed. Thank you. Now, I believe that's everyone. Let me double check my list. Alright. As far as I can tell, that is indeed everyone. So, let's get a certain 2 final stars of the show up on here, shall we? And here we are. Last but most certainly not least, I am very excited for these 2. I was so torn on which order to do this in, But I've decided to do it this way because if I had to guess, Wanderer only became available after Inversion of Genesis, so Nahida probably came out first. So we're just gonna do in this order. I am so excited. Oh my gosh. Hi, Nahida. Now what do you think? Will this break our hearts? Or is this the sweetest thing we've ever seen?
When I woke up, I was riding in a flower carriage.
Oh, her song playing.
I just had a dream. I dreamed it was my birthday.
It's not painful to start with because we just saw a beautiful birthday in the
In the dream, the Knight
event.
of Flowers and his retainers found me. Oh, Archon, we finally found you.
Oh no, this is
The
heartbreaking.
people can't wait to meet you.
Oh no. This is so tragic.
The Sumeru's festival began, and everyone smiled as they gathered around me.
That is the Knight of Flowers from the Archon quest.
Finally, I got back on the carriage and waved goodbye.
And then...
When I woke up, I was riding in a flower carriage.
Oh, it's a loop!
I just had a dream. I dreamed it was my birthday.
Oh my gosh.
In the dream, the Knight of Flowers and his retainers found me. Oh, Archon, we finally found you. The people can't wait to
Paimon's little hand.
The Sub-Zero's festival began, and everyone smiled as they gathered around me. Finally, I got back on the carriage and waved goodbye.
Oh. Oh no, oh no.
When I woke up, I was riding in the flower carriage.
Oh, the text at the bottom.
I just had a dream. I dreamed it was my birthday.
Oh my god.
In the dream, the Knight of Flowers and his retainers found me.
Oh.
Oh, Archon, we finally found you. The people can't wait to meet you. The Sub-Zero's festival began, and everyone smiled as they gathered around me.
Oh my god.
Finally, I got back on the carriage and waved goodbye.
Her first birthday.
When I woke up, I was riding in a flower carriage.
Oh, her birdcage.
It was my birthday. Happy birthday, Nahida.
Why would you do this to me? Oh my god, what a roller coaster of emotions. Like the reference to the Sub-Zero's festival in the Archon quest. And like, just the 500 years that she spent trapped in there. And what she must have tried to dream in order to pass the time. And then she's indicated in the most recent Sub-Zero's festival event, right? That she sometimes can't even believe that this is real life. It just feels like a dream to her. She can't believe that it's true and that she's finally free. And then in this, she had the dream, and then she had the dream where she, like, actually met us, and then she had the dream she was back in. That was how they took her in originally. Look at how ashamed and afraid everyone around her looks. It seems like probably the people at the time really didn't agree with this decision, but they were too afraid to speak against it. The academia was too powerful at this time. And the place that they put her in, it's so artificial, not a single hint of greenery. And it grows that, like, fake tree thing. This whole thing going on. I'm guessing that's a connection with Irminsul, to be honest. Something technological. Or more dendro-based. I'm not sure. Either way, the fact that there's no living plants in here or animals. Ah! And just seeing her get more and more, like, scared and uncertain. That was, oh my god. No. Ouch. The only other thing was, there were subtitles in the language of Tevat. That's huge. If that's what she's saying, then we could use this to translate these letters into English, maybe. But then the question is, like, are these English words are like, but then there's a couple layers of translation we might have to go through here. Oh my god. I'm here. Actually, can I get this line to go away? Let's do this. We're gonna do this. I need to remember to turn that back on before we go to the next video. There we go. I just want the red line to go away. So if we back it up a little bit, there we go. And just try not to cry. Oh god. There it is. Okay, so yeah. Definitely words there. Very long ones though. That's super cool. I wonder if anyone's translated that. I assume someone has. I cannot wait until... Just gonna fix this really quick. I cannot wait until the day that I go and finally get all those languages that are here in Tevat and like find a good copy of a translation matrix. I'm going to feel like all the knowledge in the world is at my fingertips. I'm going to feel so powerful. Okay, well, thanks for breaking our heart. Nahida, happy birthday. Ah! Oh my god. Demo time. And now we're on Boundless Bliss. Well, we'd better be. If this is another happy birthday situation. Oh, my heart can't take it. Whoa. High def Arnara.
3, 2,
He's on her swing.
1.
Extra long version. Is everyone supposed to be hiding? Oh, it's her skill!
Ah, I spy a new friend.
Oh, oh, and it's her song, but like a special version of it. I love this song so much. It's so beautiful. Dream? Oh. Ooh. Now that looks like a dream world. That was interesting. Wow. Oh, she's totally dreaming with the kids in Sumeru. That's so cool. Ooh. That sounds amazing. All the people singing together too. Wow, crystal flies. Oh, the bird flying free. Oh, is she waking up again? It better be a nice reality on the other side. No. What? What? Why? Excuse me? What? Birds! Ah! What was that? Go, bring it back, one more time. I mean, Irminsul. Okay, do we need to do this? I think we need to do this again. So let's go back. And as soon as it starts flickering, right about here-ish, right? Let's lower the speed. We're gonna have the really slow music, don't worry about it. Because Irminsul, obviously there's the connection there. Okay, so we're glitching out first. Then we see Irminsul. Irminsul again. Okay, 3 thoughts immediately. The first is, that combined with this thing at the end where she's sitting alone and she goes dark at one point, which horrible, terrifying, hated that. Kind of reminds me of the loss of Rukkhadevata. Rukkhadevata? The loss of Rukkhadevata. So maybe this combination of her being alone and then Irminsul being there is meant to reference that, you know, that Rukkhadevata disappeared and that we had to edit Irminsul in order to do that. But the vibes of this feel even more serious than that. Like, that was a very serious moment, but it's happened and she made that choice already. This feels more ominous and dark. So the second thing I'm reminded of is, was it the trailer for Sumeru? We saw Dottore burning Irminsul, right? That never happened. I kept waiting for that to happen. I kept thinking it's in the Archon quest. Dottore was even there. It's gonna be in a world quest. It's gonna be in her character story quest. It's gonna be in an event. Like, it never happened. So is this meant to reference that event? Remind us that something along the lines of danger to Irminsul is still to come? Or even more than that, third option, is this meant to indicate, like, the glitchiness of this all? Is this meant to indicate that this isn't reality at all? Like, at some point, Teyvat diverged from reality, and now all of reality that we see is just a simulation that's run by Irminsul? Or, like, what? At some point in the, like, did it happen eons and eons ago? Did it happen while we were in Sumeru? I mean, that would be a huge plot twist that they still haven't dropped on us if it did happen during Sumeru. But that doesn't really explain what's going on in this solitary scene. And that doesn't explain the birds at the end. The birds make me think two things. Either one, she's not truly as free as we all think she is. And that would explain why the birds are in shadow and why they're going across her face. The other thing that the birds make me think of is actually the Wanderer, because birds are a strong motif of his as well. I would say with Nahida, they're more of an obvious motif because it's in her idol, it's in the design of the Sanctuary of Sarastana, you know, it looks like a bird cage. But birds are also in the Wanderer's design, and they're kind of associated with him as well, just not as overtly. So the fact that these birds fly past, it's ominous, and then she looks up. Is she looking at someone else? But then why would they feature him at the end of her character demo? I feel like this is meant to indicate something more about her and or the story around her. But then again, the Wanderer story is also very closely tied to Irminsul and the fact that Irminsul has been edited. Just like it was edited for Rukkhadevata, it was edited for him as well. What's going on? This is... On one hand, I am delighted because I love the possibility that plot threads and complications from Sumeru might still come into play. On the other hand, she's already been through enough. She's already been through enough. What more is there to happen? Goodness gracious. Well, here's her collected miscellany. Let's see, Nahida I have used a lot. Do I know all of her details, though?
Any other.
I assume not.
As the god of wisdom, she has profound insight into the nature of all things, yet she has never had the opportunity to learn by doing. One may ask, how can a god possess true wisdom in the absence of lived experience? All answers can be found in dreams.
In the dream.
And she welcomes fellow truth seekers to dream along with her.
I've been waiting for you for ages.
Over her years of confinement, Lesser Lord Kusanali has grown intensely curious about the world outside. Just through observing from afar, Nahida has learned enough to adapt to any situation.
That's so cute.
Nahida's normal attack can perform up to 4 strikes that deal dendro damage. Her charged attack consumes a set amount of stamina to deal AoE dendro damage in front of her after a short casting time.
I can't believe we theorized that all of Teyvat is fake about 30 seconons ago, and now we're deep in the weeds of Nahida's attack patterns. The whiplash. But I know I won't get any answers just by lingering on it. I must push forward into the future.
Nahida benefits from increased resistance.
I feel like I'm waiting for an Archon quest that hasn't even been announced yet.
Aiming mode lasts for a limited duration, and only a limited number of enemies can be selected as targets. Release the skill button to deal dendro damage to all selected enemies, and mark them with a Seed of Skanda. Enemies marked with a Seed of Skanda and in range of each other will form a connection.
I love
when
this skill of hers.
When a Seed of Skanda triggers an elemental reaction or takes damage from dendro cores, Nahida unleashes Tri-Karma Purification.
Tri-Karma
dealing
Purification
dendro damage to
is
them and all connected enemies based on
incredible.
Nahida's attack and elemental mastery. Tri-Karma Purification can only be triggered once per set interval.
It's so powerful.
After unlocking the talent Awakening Elucidated, the crit rate and damage of Tri-Karma Purification will be increased
And
based
it
on the
can
amount
crit.
of Nahida's elemental mastery that exceeds a given value. Tri-Karma Purification's crit rate and damage can only be increased in this manner up to a certain amount. Nahida is always watching, listening, learning about the world around her. Nahida's elemental skill allows her to interact with certain harvestable items when they are in range.
So
In some
useful,
scenarios, it may also
specifically
have
for those
other
lotuses. Truly underestimated skill for collecting those lotuses, because she needs them to ascend.
When Nahida unleashes her elemental burst, she materializes the Court of Dreams and brings forth the Shrine of Maya. The shrine provides different effects depending on the elemental types of characters in the party, as follows. If the party contains a pyro character, the damage dealt by Tri-Karma Purification will be increased when Nahida is within the Shrine of Maya's AoE. If the party contains an electro character, the interval between each Tri-Karma Purification is decreased when Nahida is within the Shrine of Maya's AoE. If the party contains a hydro character, the Shrine of Maya's duration will be extended. When the Shrine of Maya is created, if the party contains at least 2 characters of the aforementioned elemental types, their corresponding effects will receive a further boost. So long as the active party member remains within the shrine, the effects described above can be triggered even if Nahida is not on the field.
Oh. I love how the effects kind of follow from what the elements are.
Shares her knowledge with anyone who asks,
You know, like the
but how much of
hydro,
it they can
watering the
comprehend
plants, you can imagine.
depends on their own aptitude. After unlocking the talent Compassion Illuminated, when Nahida casts her elemental burst, the elemental mastery of the active character within the Shrine of Maya will be increased based on the elemental mastery of whichever party members is highest. Elemental mastery can only be increased up to a certain amount in this manner.
That's so cool how it's not even based on her EM, it's based off the
Wisdom
highest in the
excels both
party.
at posing questions and answering them. Combat is no different. The enemy is the conundrum, and her strategy is the solution. In battle, Nahida first targets a group of enemies with her elemental skill, using seeds of Skanda to connect them to each other. Next, she coordinates with her teammates to trigger elemental reactions, repeatedly unleashing Tri-Karma Purifications
Cool
as
sound
her
effect.
main mode of attack. She and her team branch out across the battlefield, taking out the weeds as they go. When energy is full, Nahida unleashes her elemental burst, creating the Shrine of Maya to increase all active characters' elemental mastery and provide additional effects depending on the elemental composition of her party. Faced with Nahida's increased dendro damage and the strengthened team around her, all who enter the Temple of Wisdom seeking conflict will soon be reunited with their home turf.
Here we go.
Humans often place gods on a pedestal, awestruck by their unfathomable power.
Don't leave.
Very few ever come to the realization that gods are not the rulers of Tevat, but merely another form of living being in this world.
These are excellent
A god who lacks
sceneries.
strength may have little to no advantage, even over mere mortals. Even I have no spiteful words to say about a god such as this.
Yay.
I will leave her be. Perhaps the god of Dendro will continue to propagate herself for as long as Irminsul continues to exist. As for the significance of Irminsul to the whole of Tevat,
yes?
I will leave that for those who are not under this world's control to discover for themselves.
Descender hint right there. Wow. That's almost interesting. He seems to have more criticism for people who follow gods than for the gods themselves. He judges the gods based off their own personalities and situations, rather than for the fact that they are gods as a baseline fact. Do you know what I mean? He's basically saying that Nahida is, quite frankly, a rather weak god, and he has no quarrel with her. But I don't recall exactly what he said about A, but I feel like someone like A, he would feel much less friendly towards. But yeah, that's pretty cool. He acknowledges that gods are just another form of life in this world. That's our girl. That's our girl. I feel like that's a very arbitrary but fun metric. Does Dane have anything to say about this person? So far, Kaveh and Nahida, he can't bring himself to criticize. There's a couple others that he's praised, or that he's had decent things to say about, but I love that he just can't bring himself to criticize them. That feels like a small victory somehow. I guess it's like, hey, if these are our friends, and Dane is also kind of our friends, we want our friends to like our friends, so I'm just happy that he likes them to an extent. Alrighty, here we go. Are we ready? I'm not, but we're gonna do it. Fun fact about this one, I couldn't find it for a second or two though, because it's so visually different from these other ones. Fire, flames, sadness. I'm a little concerned. Fun fact about this one, nope, not this one. Any way the wind blows. The references just don't stop. I love it. Alright, buddy. Are we ready? No. We will never be. So we start now. Okay.
Once more. I have lost my heart.
Off to a great start.
My skin feels like it's on fire.
Oh god. Oh god.
Alive, turning me to ash.
You mean you wish you had a heart?
Oh, the kid.
Have you ever heard this story before?
Oh my god.
There once was a puppet soldier whose greatest wish was to be with the ballerina doll forever and ever.
Is this the Nutcracker?
But the soldier didn't have a heart and didn't know where his feelings came from. One day, his owner didn't want him anymore and threw him away into a fire.
Oh no.
But even in the flames, his eyes never left the ballerina. The next day, the people found a tiny heart in the ashes left by the fire.
That's horrible.
Probably ashes in the shape of a heart. But that's not a real heart.
Maybe. But what if hearts can be born from ashes?
Oh. Oh gosh. Just knowing if he had this conversation with that kid and then, oh yeah,
How dare you die like this? And break your promise to me.
Did the kid die in a fire? I thought he was sick.
What a joke. It's just ashes.
Oh.
Nothing left but ashes.
Oh my god. Why is he remembering all of his worst memories as he plummets to his presumed death?
If only I could have burned to death in that fire too.
He's just sitting there.
In fact, I wish I'd never been born at all.
It's another reference, but it's so sad. Is this... Oh my
Never
god.
been born at all. Is that really all you wish for?
It's another one of those videos like Al Haytham's where we see more of the character's interiority that they usually guard so carefully in the actual game. But this one was just so painful. It's over and over again. We see characters who, really, it's been him most of the time. He firmly believes he doesn't have a heart or any claim to a soul, I would presume, because he was constructed. And as far as he knows, he wasn't built with a heart. But, I mean, part of the point of the story that this kid was telling him, I don't remember the kid's name, I'm so sorry, is if you have these emotions, even if you don't know where they're coming from, doesn't that imply that you have a heart? Wasn't that heart born somehow? Anyways, I love it. And then, like, this whole inversion of Genesis vibes over here at the end. And finally starting to question, you know, what does he actually want? I feel like he's a character who has held incredibly painful feelings for a very long time, and he hasn't wanted to really look at them until he was forced to. And here he is, taking a good hard look at himself and saying, what is it that I actually want? I feel for a long time he was responding to everything that happened to him just based off of emotion and not thought, in a way where he thought about his actions and what he wanted to do next, oftentimes to enact revenge, but he never really thought about where his emotions were coming from and why he really felt that way, because I think it was too painful for him to confront. Anyways, yeah. Here we go, character demo now. I would say, like, yeah, before we start this, I would say I'm happy we've moved past that part for him. In Inversion of Genesis, that was an incredibly painful moment at the end of 500 years of a very painful life. But there's no real way to truly move past something like that. It was a great step forward for him, and definitely one that changed his life. But what I love about his character is that they're not saying, oh yeah, now that he's made the decisions that he made during Inversion of Genesis, he's a completely new person, his personality's completely changed, and he's happy now. Like, no, he's still an incredibly complex character. And that gives his feelings and his heart all the more strength, because they're not disregarding them. The writers aren't disregarding them by saying, oh, he's fixed now. So I think it's fantastic that he's still this incredibly complex character that you can see has been built by all those experiences before him and has been changed by his own efforts to change himself. And of course, with a little help from his friends. I love how it's like cinematic style. It's like a film. The Wanderer wanders again. Oh, hey.
We heard there's an inn near here. Gonna need you to show us the way.
Imagine if they knew who they were talking to. I wonder if he finds it funny interacting with Fatui. Or if he doesn't like interacting with that element of his past.
Chaperone. Is this some kind of joke?
Think you're funny, do you? You'll regret that.
Sure I will.
Ooh. Movie's over. Whoa, what is this? The voices in the background? Eons Adrift, very fitting. Oh, and it's Inazuma style.
The wind rises.
Oh my god. This song. Oh, don't get hit. Good job, good job. Oh, he dodged out of the way. I love those little arrows. I love also, he was a harbinger for 500 years. He is very good at fighting. And I love that they showcase that in these animations. Oh my god. Did he just crush that man's trachea? Been there, done that.
I look forward to that. You won't be there to see it.
What is this song? Oh my god. What are the voices in the background saying? Oh, I do love the design of his hat.
What a waste of space. Just as useless alive or dead.
Oh my god, he really doesn't pull his punches.
You were looking for trouble. No one to blame but yourselves. Huh? We're done here. Next time you're looking for directions, I suggest you find your own way.
And he puts himself back into the cinematic style. Even the end credits are in cinematic. That's hilarious. I don't know why, but I just feel like he manifested that through sheer aesthetic vibe. I love that the bird came back. Again, like we were just talking about, birds are actually very associated with his design. It's on his outfit. It's not a good angle. It's kind of on the cloth that hangs off his back, I think. But also the golden feather. I love that he still has the golden feather. He could have gotten rid of that, but he kept it. And I really love that. Again, with characters who have a lot of potential, or perhaps untied up loose threads. He's another one, naturally. Tremendous amounts of potential, and several threads actually tying him to important characters and elements in this game. So his interactions with Irminsul, him being one of the few people with experience editing Irminsul, his knowledge of the false sky, his connection to the Fatui, the fact that they've forgotten him, that's a huge tactical advantage if he ever wanted to, I don't know, back down a certain someone, enact 1,000 deaths upon him. I'm a fan of that. Not going to lie. I really want to see our dear Wanderer get a chance to, express his opinion on the Doctor to his face. Potentially with his fist. You know how it goes. I would love that. But besides that, there's also the whole question of, will he reunite with anyone in Inazuma? On one hand, maybe not necessary for his character arc. That has been something he struggled with for a long time, is letting go of the heartbreak, the sheer heartbreak of his 3 betrayals, perceived or not, in Inazuma. And of those characters, particularly from those betrayals, you know, the only ones who are still alive are A, and if you want to throw her in there, Yaemiko as well. It would be super fascinating to see them reunite, but at the same time, as much as I want to see that, I don't know if that's what's best for his character at this point. Because, as mentioned, he's someone who feels something. He's someone who feels things very deeply. And as much as he's trying to let that go, or at least not let it define him, I don't know if meeting those two again would be something that he'd be able to weather at this point, you know? Even though they wouldn't remember him, and even though he didn't want people to remember him, and even though he didn't want people to have ever met him at all, to be quite honest, I still think he would be upset just experiencing the fact that they don't remember him at all, you know? Anyways, so much potential in this character, and I love his writing so much. Oh my god. Top tier, no regrets. Give me more. Miscellany. Where did it go? Why did it do that? Goodbye. Come back? Hooray.
There once was a palace, and in that palace was a puppet.
Again, Alice! But also, oh no. Speaking of Inazuma.
Just pretend that I don't remember what happened after that, and then make up some boring story and get this over with.
Don't do that to me!
Boring clearly isn't my style.
Thank you.
Nor is it the Wanderer's way of doing things. You could say his story
So wait a second. Wait a second. Why does Alice know this story? This story was erased from Tevat. Sorry, from Irminsul. Hey, Alice? What are you about to tell me? And how do you still remember this? Or did you relearn it? Still begs the question, how?
simple and straightforward.
Hey,
or
Alice.
tremendously complex, and both would be right. It all depends on the storyteller.
Are you sure it has to be me? Fine. Let's get this over with.
If you happen to run into this one...
There they are. There's his birds. There they are.
Don't let his menacing...
Wait, let's go back
to get this over with.
If you happen to run into this wanderer, don't let his menacing expression make you nervous. He's really not all that hard to get along with. You just need to keep your distance, that's all. Don't provoke him, and he won't kick up a storm.
I feel like...
Simple, isn't it?
He would struggle to get along with Alice.
He doesn't like to talk about it much, but the wanderer has quite a lot of experience in forging weapons.
Oh my god, he doesn't like to talk about it much.
It doesn't cost him as much, Mora.
Bows and catalysts, he refuses to touch swords.
Attack can combo up to 3 wind blades, dealing animo damage.
I love the way he floats. I love it when an animo character just decides to float. I think it's a great decision.
In front of him after a short casting time, dealing AoE animo damage. The Wanderer's elemental skill harnesses the power of the air all around as he casts off the shackles of gravity.
Get them out of here.
Animo damage and rising into the air as he enters the wind-favored state.
I love it.
In this state, the Wanderer is unable to use plunging attacks, and his normal and charged attacks are converted to Kugo Fushodan and Kugo Tofukai, which deal increased damage over a wider AoE. Using Kugo Tofukai will not consume stamina. The Wanderer hovers in midair while in this state, continuously consuming Kugo Ryoku points to remain airborne.
The way she said that was so beautiful.
sprint button is pressed. Instead of sprinting, the Wanderer consumes more Kugoryoku points to fly through the air more quickly.
Hydro gives you more of them.
Maintains a faster flying speed while consuming points at a faster rate. Pressing jump raises the Wanderer higher into the air at the cost of Kugoryoku points, and holding jump does so continuously. The wind-favored state ends when all Kugoryoku points are used up. The wind-favored state allows the Wanderer to do battle from midair, as well as explore difficult terrain more easily.
Yeah, I wonder how people reacted when this demo dropped.
Casting his elemental skill again while
I feel like I would have been
brings
so
the
excited.
wind-favored state to
A
an end.
flying character, you know?
After unlocking the talent,
Huge for
Jade
exploration.
Flower. If the Wanderer's elemental skill makes contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro when cast, the wind-favored state provides different.
I'm so curious about the unused little spots on his halo.
Increases the Wanderer's
He's got
Kugoryoku
2
point
that
count.
never get used.
Pyro increases the Wanderer's own attack. Cryo increases his crit rate.
Best one. Best one.
Electro causes him to regain some elemental energy when Kugo Fushodan and Kugo Tofukai deal damage to enemies. A limited quantity of energy can be regained per set time period, and a maximum of 2 buffs can be gained at any one time. The force of wind cannot always be seen, but it can certainly be felt. After unlocking the talent, Gales of a
Yes, I love those.
Kugo Fushodan or Kugo Tofukai hits an enemy, the Wanderer has a chance to gain the descent effect. The next time the Wanderer uses his alternate sprint to fly at speed, the descent effect is consumed instead of Kugoryoku points, and several wind arrows are fired, each dealing animo damage.
I love the wind arrows. They're so satisfying.
If a Kugo Fushodan or Kugo Tofukai does not trigger the descent effect, the chance of triggering the effect next time is increased.
Know your place.
Just casually ripping people to shreds with vacuums. You know how it is.
Surrounding air to form an animo plenum that blasts all sources of frustration away, dealing multiple bouts of AoE animo damage. Casting his elemental burst while in the wind-favored state brings this state to an end. Though Wanderer is his name, aimlessness is not his game, and he does not hesitate to take decisive action in pursuit of his goals. The Wanderer's elemental skill is his preferred means of doing battle. Once in the wind-favored state, he attacks from the air using his Kugo Fushodan and Kugo Tofukai to deal increased animo damage with a wider AoE. By coordinating with his teammates, he can benefit from a range of enhancements, which make him even more powerful in battle.
There she is!
When energy is full, the Wanderer unleashes his elemental burst, dealing several rounds of AoE animo damage in one
There.
fell swoop,
Yeah.
devastating all obstacles that stand in his way.
Surprising lack of blades in that one.
The world of Teyvat
Thought about
has
the end,
its
though.
own rules.
Here we
They
go.
aren't perfect, though, and in some cases they are as delicate and fragile as the human heart. That's why I've been tasked with the job I have now.
Oh?
A job which gives me certain special privileges.
Like knowing the
I'm
secrets.
someone who likes having the freedom to live their own life, but I don't mind this job. It gives me the chance to see this world and everything that lives in it from a lot of different perspectives.
That's hilarious. I love
Ways
it.
to forget, but they can't undo what they've done, and there's no escaping the past. The Wanderer learned this the hard way. But what about his future? Which way will the wind blow?
Anyway, the wind blows.
A lot of people crave the power to predict the future, but I doubt the Wanderer cares for that. With a past like his, he knows the only way is forward, whatever lies ahead. For better or for worse.
Doesn't really matter to me. Wow. Okay. I'm not gonna go too deep into this, but this is so funny. Alice talking about, like, this, what a meta reference. Like, they're combining the job of, oh, I'm the narrator for this video with an in-world perspective. Like, oh yeah, I have this job now, which means I get to know things and I get to see things from many different perspectives. Like, I feel like Alice just crawled out of the game and into the studio at Hoyo and sat down and recorded this. Like, oh my god, what a terrifying feeling. On the other hand, I'm someone who likes having the freedom to live their own life. Kind of implies that the person who usually has this job, Dane, doesn't have freedom because of it. So, like, is she talking about... I remember someone in the comments said that there was a joke that the Abyss had captured Dane and was forcing him to sit down and record these videos. So is Dane literally not free when he was doing these videos? I doubt it. I feel like that was more of just a joke. Or maybe she's talking about more... Dane has some sort of responsibility that while it enables him to have the knowledge to do these videos, it also reduces the freedom in his life because now he has this responsibility and it might also come with some consequences. I'm thinking about his subtitle of Bowkeeper, you know? And maybe that's a connection to Irminsul being the font of all knowledge, and then he has all this knowledge. You know, the pieces are kind of aligning, but also with these being videos posted to YouTube, they're not in-game materials. I don't know how much of this Dane knows everything, and Alice is there too, is canon to the game, you know? So I don't want to read too deeply into that, but there's some interesting thoughts anyways. Anyways, this was a delight to watch. I used the Wanderer a lot, so I think one thing that was really cool to learn was that when he... No, wait, I did know that. What? They told me something interesting. It was about how... This right here. Yeah, this I didn't know, actually. The next time the Wanderer uses his alternate sprint to fly at speed, it consumes descent.
The descent effect is consumed instead of Gugoryoku points.
Yeah. So, obviously when he's in the air, if he sprints, it consumes Gugoryoku instead of stamina. But I didn't realize that... And also you have to do the sprint to release the wind blades. Windblade. Whatever they're called. Are they called wind blades? I don't even know. You have to do the sprint to release them anyways, but I didn't realize it consumed that effect and then didn't consume Gugoryoku. That's really cool. I mean, my playstyle's not going to change in light of this knowledge because I already play him that way. But that's really cool. I think that's a good touch for his design. Gugoryoku points are already scarce. I mean, they have to balance him out. He can't be too OP, so they limit the Gugoryoku points. But it's nice to know that they're not being consumed by all that sprinting that I'm doing. Anyways, that was a delight. Was that the last one? Oh my gosh, we made it through. That was amazing. That was okay. I can't believe all the different songs were incredible. All the different miscellanies. Like, I feel like I just took a crash course on every character in Sumeru, which I kind of did. And now I want to play so many of them again. So many of them still need building. I think my first on the list is Kaveh. I gotta get him back off the bench, build him some more. I think I was like building him in the middle of Sumeru. And again, I didn't have great Hydra supports for him. And I was trying to build everybody in the world at the same time because I was in the middle of Sumeru. And so he fell behind the curve, shall we say. So I gotta get him back out. Ah, I'm excited. All right, well, as far as I can tell, we made it through to the end. Big marathon video of all the Sumeru characters. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed those a lot. I'm not over those songs. They were so good. And it's so nice to see some of my favorite characters again. And it was really nice to see a little bit more of the characters than we get to see even in the Archon quests. Just all around fantastic. What a delight. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed as well. Big thank you to our Patreon supporters, Jay Blakewood, Konosard, Power of Chaos, Mary, Edu, Gibrilia, the Loyal Servant of Her Majesty, the Saritsa, Ruru, Axel Iron, Jake Quellen, Lunar, Sonova, Mapsan, Martine, Marcus, Sal, Don't Call It, Brian, Warp, and all of our anonymous patrons, including a new anonymous patron who just joined us recently. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Thank you to everyone for your support and for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Feel free to share your thoughts on any of these characters or anything that I missed. This is Sumeru era, so I think I'm pretty caught up to date on most of these characters, so if you have anything to add, feel free to do it below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye now!